this works. We are live. Hello, YouTubers. We are live.
It's up to all of us to keep children safe. If you think a child may be at risk, report it.
Trying something a little bit different tonight, YouTubers.
Child may need. If you
We're
think
live.
it, report it. Visit gov.uk/tackle child abuse to find out how. And together, we can tackle child abuse.
Brilliant from Pogba.
Deli Ali on Dybala. Hazard skips past Messi.
It's Aguero. Good drive.
Oh, Salah!
With BT Sport, you'll see all 5 English teams still in the UEFA Champions League. It's free for 18 months with BT Infinity, now $24.99 a month. Search BT Broadband before the 22nd of February. Be there, BT Sport.
With BT Sports on Sky, $9.99 setup, 18-month contract, then $44.99 a month. Prices may change. New customers, 30 gigabytes usage. Direct debit. Terms apply.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio on the Hour News headlines.
Two brothers aged 2 and 6 have died in a suspected hit and run in Coventry. 2 people are being questioned by police. Here's Barry Weir.
The little boys were hit this afternoon in the Stoke area of Coventry. A black Ford Focus was found abandoned a short time afterwards. A 53-year-old man and a woman who's 41 have been arrested on suspicion of dangerous and drink driving. Detective Sergeant Paul Hughes from West Midlands Police says this is a parent's worst nightmare.
Police say they're treating a package sent to St James Palace as racist hate crime. It was reportedly addressed to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and also contained a white substance which turned out to be harmless. Donald Trump has announced ways he might tighten up US gun laws. The president's been under pressure since the Florida school shooting, which left 17 people dead. He's told the National Rifle Association that he wants stronger background checks, the age you can buy a gun raised to 21, and mental health restrictions. Richard Luscombe is a Guardian correspondent based in Florida and describes what real life is like for school kids in the States.
We're fed up with our kids having to have code red drills and lockdowns and active shooter practices in the classroom. It's just a horrible thing for everyone. We arrive at school in the morning, there's a police car at the school gates. Every school has one.
Haiti has temporarily banned Oxfam from operating there. It's after allegations that some of its workers in the country were involved in a sexual misconduct following the 2010 earthquake. Meanwhile, the former chief executive that Save the Children has now stood down from his post at UNICEF. It's after it emerged that 3 women had complained about John Forsyth's behaviour at his previous employer. And Southern Railway workers are preparing to stage a fresh strike. Members of the RMT union will walk out on March the 12th as part of the long dispute over the role of guards. For your weather, we're all in for a largely dry, clear and cold night with a widespread frost, breezier in the northwest with a chance of coastal wintry showers in East Anglia.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Here it comes. Here we go, ready? Here. That's the best bit of the song. It's well worth the 3 minutes and 1 second to get there, though, guys. Good evening, dear listener. This is Iain Lee. This is the Late Night Alternative. I'm back. Katherine lost her voice on Monday.
What are you laughing at? Happens to you.
Oh,
why can't it happen to me?
It's just coincidence that it happened the night that I was off sick.
Yeah, but then I was in 2 nights when you were still off sick.
Yeah,
so...
and your voice was like perfectly normal. And yet when people, we all know that when people lose, what I'm saying is I don't believe you'd lost your voice on
care.
Monday.
You're not a medical professional.
I'm working on that. I'm working on that.
Can you get struck off before you get struck on?
If you try and strike anywhere near my taint.
Oh my God.
Taint is a word. You know this, right? Taint is a word, okay? And I always thought it was a comedy. I thought it was a made-up word.
Yeah, because I thought it was about taint your...
Yeah.
Or your...
Yeah. But what we call the perineum, the no man's land between anus and testes, or
whatever else you got.
Anus and vajayjay. That's called the perineum. That's the actual technical term for it. But in America, they call it a taint. A taint. And let's just say a taint is on my list of no-nos.
Oh my God.
It's on my list of no-nos. What is it for? If you were to drill a hole in the taint, what would you find?
It's a separator. It's to keep your Marmite out of your butter.
Oh, gosh. 7 minutes in. And we really...
You should know this as a medical man.
Yeah, well, I say, I've not covered the whole body yet.
Well.
We are streaming the show on YouTube tonight, just trying it, but people are complaining that the sound isn't up to scratch. Oh, well.
Put the radio on.
Well, I know, but then it's... I tell you what, oh God, I don't care. I just don't care. So some are saying that the sound isn't great, and some are saying the sound is okay. And I'm just trying something different. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me money. So I don't have to come in and do this anymore, because I've just lost. Just lost everything. I just can't. So what I'm saying is, tonight, right, if you're watching on YouTube, right, so I bought, I've had some disappointing purchases from eBay, right? I bought, because I'm into my Bruceploitation, my Bruce Lee rip-off movies. And because now I'm living alone, and I'm living in a place where I don't want to put any pictures on the wall, because that might indicate some form of permanency, and I don't wish to be there. I want to be out of there by September, when my contract runs out, because I can see me swinging from the rafters there, not in the fun way. But so I bought some posters for when I finally get a country house to myself, and that was my album. Can't recreate it though.
No, strange, that, isn't it?
So I bought a movie poster of a movie called Bruce Lee, the Man, the Myth. Bruce Lee's not in it. Bruce Lee is in it. And I bought this poster, like 50 quid. It's like 24 inches by 41 inches, whatever. And it came, and it was in a sealed tube for ages. I didn't even take it out, because I knew what it looked like. And then I went to the framing shop. I thought, I'm going to get a really nice frame for this. I'm going to get a custom, but this frame's like 140 quid. So it's going to be beautiful. But we opened it, and as we opened it, I realised it was a reproduction poster. It wasn't an original poster. It was a repro, and I thought, I'm not spending 140 quid on a frame for a repro. So I then bought an original poster for a different movie, Exit the Dragon, Enter the Tiger, If I Die, Find Out Why. That's what Bruce Lee says to Bruce Lee. And that's going to go in the frame now. But then I thought, I've got this repro poster. It's still a nice poster. Mm-hmm. It's just not worth 150 quid to get framed. So I'm going to buy a cheap frame for it. Mm-hmm. So I went on and I got a frame from Germany, of all places. Who'd have thought Germany would be the home of cheap frames? And it was like 20 quid or something, right? For whatever the measurements were, it's like 27 inches by 41 inches. I thought, beautiful, right? And I've got, as I do with all my stuff, I got it delivered here. And I came here, and I went downstairs and saw Dan on security. And he packages for me. He said, yeah, I got this. And I saw this box from Germany. I thought, that's not big enough to be the frame that I've ordered. But maybe it's like a self-assembly frame with like foldable plastic or something. So I opened it up. And this is what I got. This is it. Right. And what?
That's just slightly bigger than A4.
What I had done, guys. It's Stonehenge. It's Stonehenge all over again. I completely ballsed it up. And I've done it in centimetres, and
because they're Germans.
Yeah. Well, no.
They don't use inches.
Well, yeah. I mean, the numbers were the same. It was the old centimeters, and not the inches. So basically, I've now had to go and buy a nut. So all this for a crappy repro. It's turned into a very expensive scenario.
It's not about the frame.
No.
It's not about the crappy repro.
No.
It's about where it's going to go. It's about having a plan.
It's going to go.
It's about gold, man.
Seriously, but I'm going to have what's the word? like a shag palace.
Oh my God.
Speaking of romance, what was that wonderful romantic show we were watching before we came on to? That was wonderful.
Survival of the fittest.
Hey.
Yeah.
I've got a question for the ladies at home listening to this and watching this. Here's my question as a 44-year-old man. Why now do all your bikinis and shorts go right up your arse? They go right up there. Because here's the thing. When for me, and I'm not in any way telling young women how to dress. I would never do that. I think the way you dress is disgusting, but I would never tell you how to. I wouldn't do that. But surely the bikini should cover it should cover the crack. It should certainly cover the taint. The taint should certainly be. It should cover the crack, the anus, and a portion of the buttocks. But these young ladies on this, what's it called again?
Survival of the fittest.
These young ladies on this Survival of the Fittest. It's a wedgie. When I was a kid, that was you could get suspended. Well, you could get suspended by a wedgie, but you could get suspended from school for doing that to someone.
When I did gymnastics,
Yep.
that would get you minus points. A stray buttock.
Have these young people not heard of yeast infections?
Wow.
Have they not? I mean, I just think that you're on there to impress young men and fall in love, right? Less is more. Less is more. Less is more is what I'm going to say.
Well, that's what they're thinking. There's less material.
No, more is less. What do I mean? No, less. Show
More
less.
is more. More is more.
Just
put more on.
Just put a pair of trousers and a top on. Seriously, you're on telly. You know that, don't you? So 0344. There's your first video.
Thanks.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're more than welcome to. We're just gonna have an amble. Here's a question for you.
Go on.
Spell Mrs. Oh! I've got ya.
No, you haven't.
Spell Mrs.
It's M
Yep.
R S.
Right. Okay.
Full
Fine.
stop. Or
No. Because here's the thing. Because it was in the car park with my boy. He was reading at the school car park. He was reading the signs, and there was. He said, I know how you spell Mr. It's M-R. I said, well, yeah, that's one way. Or you can spell it M-I-S-T-E-R.
Yes.
And then he said, what does that say? I said, that says Mrs. Smith. He said, oh, so you spell Mrs. M-R-S. I said, yeah. He said, how else do you spell it? And I went, what? I don't know how to spell Mrs. I can spell Mr. I can spell Master. I don't know how to spell Mrs.
it's Mrs.
No, M-I-S-S-U-S.
Yeah.
No, that's...
You know why
No,
it's MRS?
Because it's Mr. with an S at the
No,
end.
it's an abbreviation of mistress.
Right, well, but it's not... But Mrs. is... That's,
Messers.
No, what? You're talking about the Miss... That's me Mrs. That's me Mrs. M-I-S-S-U-S. That's not Mrs. though. If you... Okay, so you're going to write a letter, okay?
Yeah.
And I want you to write a letter to Mr. Steed. But I want you to spell it Mr. properly.
He'll think, why are you writing me a letter, not emailing me?
Because I'd like you to.
Okay.
And Mr. Steed and
Peel.
Mrs. Taint. Taint what you do. It's the way that you do it. Taint what you do. You don't go near there. That's Bananarama and Fun Boy 3. No fun with those boys. Taint what you do. It's the way that you do it.
We all know this.
Although I can imagine blowing on a taint.
Oh, for God's sake.
So start this letter. Read back the letter.
Am I
to me.
writing all the taint stuff?
No, we've stopped. So spell Mr. Steed and Mrs. Taint. Spell it.
Mr.
Spell it.
All right, hang on. Let me get a new document up.
Yep.
Do I put the address in the corner, or is that?
You don't actually have to.
What's today's date?
You don't actually have to write a letter. Well,
You said write it right.
Just
Dear who?
Mr. Steed and Mrs. Taint.
Mrs.
How are you spelling
Taint.
Mr.?
And do you know what?
What?
Neither of them have got the little dash line underneath, so Mrs. is right.
It's not.
It
You
is.
do not spell Mrs. MISSUS. You don't.
Yes, you do.
You do not. You simply do not.
Oh, I've missed you.
I'll get stuff. Some adverts.
Talk Radio.
Join the Talk Nation.
Dial up and Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
Live on Sky Sports.
We're up and running.
Watch Britain's #1 female golfer Charlie Hull in all 5 majors. Teeing off with the ANA Inspiration.
Just the start that Charlie Hull was looking for.
Can Wasps defend their title in the Vitality Netball Super League?
This game is physical, it's tough.
And watch the Red Roses defend their crown in the Women's Six Nations Rugby.
It's not the Grand Slam for England.
All the action. Live on Sky Sports. Feel it all.
Dacia, a car company unlike others. I like that. Europe's fastest selling automotive brand. I like it. The Dacia Sandero, a What Car Award winner 6 straight years. Like that too. And it's yours from just $5,995. Very likeable. Read the glowing reviews at dacia.co.uk from our lovely customers. What's not to like? Seems more and more people are warming to the Dacia way. You'll like it too. At participating dealers only.
Have I got PPI? Want to know if you've had PPI? Find out with our free PPI check.
The team at Stanton Fisher recently claimed back over £4,500 for me. This money was invaluable, as I'd been out of work for a little while, and it gave me some breathing space.
But the claim deadline is set for August 2019, so text check to 80800 for your free PPI check. Have I got PPI.com? That's check to 80800.
It's time. Time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. With stunning HD video, crisp audio, and instant wireless sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
I'm there as she's rushed down the corridor of A&E. Her blooded hands are hanging limp from the side of the hospital bed. She desperately needs a transfusion. She keeps asking for her fiancé. We turn the corner, and I'm here, finally, in the snack aisle. I pick up a selection of crisps before realising that I forgot the potatoes. Back to the fruit and veg aisle it is then. As a blood donor, you can save someone's life while going about yours. Register at blood.co.uk.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
So if you want to watch the show tonight, we're just trying something different. If you go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/rabbithole, and there's a live video there. You can chat there as well if you want. The chat, I think, my problem with Periscope is that the chat is quite toxic. There's some quite nasty people out there, and it upsets some people, and it doesn't annoy me, but I don't think it's great. Whereas if we do it on the YouTube channel, I can see the chat. Matthew, who kind of is moderator, can see the chat and will boot anyone out who's being malicious or nasty. Apparently the picture is better quality, so we'll see. We're just going to try. Just going to try a few different things. You wait, guys. I've ordered a gadget off of a crowdfunding site that will allow me to use. Bless you.
Oh.
To tickle your taint. That's outrageous. That is outrageous.
I mean,
I should have dumped that.
I've written it down.
I'm gonna dump that.
No.
I've dumped some. I've dumped
that. Can't
that.
dump it from my memory.
No.
Sadly.
But I've got this gadget that hopefully I'll get in April, unless they're like just complete bullshitters, that will allow us to stream to YouTube or Periscope from my digital camera, and your digital camera, and we can use two, and I can just press a button and it will flip between the two cameras, HD quality. This is what the $650 I've paid to these gentlemen is apparently gonna buy me. So that's
Okay, when's that supposed to happen? When do we start getting worried?
April something.
The 1st?
So 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We've spoken about a lot so far tonight. Taint. We've spoken about Mrs. We've spoken about survival of the fittest.
Survival of the thickest. Am I right?
Survival of the gobbiest. I'm here all week. Hey, speaking of which, yesterday I went to somewhere I've never been before. Okay, because I went out yesterday, and I went to like Richmond area. Okay, and as I was driving back, I'm trying to get some joy into my sad, miserable, pathetic, painful existence and trying to do spontaneous things. And I drove past Kew Gardens and I thought, oh, ain't that big out of fire?
They got banana trees.
I didn't see that.
Oh.
So I went to Kew, I parked up, I went to Kew Gardens. It's freezing cold. I thought, I'll have a little look around Kew Gardens. 20 quid to get in.
Oof.
Just under 20 quid. And I'm walking around, and obviously it's winter, so there's not really a lot to see there. It's quite barren. So I was walking around a bit, couldn't quite get my bearings, and then I went into like the orangery, which is like a big greenhouse.
Yeah.
And it was just a bit hot. And then I saw these like buggies. And it was, you could pay £5 and just get driven around.
Here we go.
I thought, mate, I'm in. Now this is fun. So I paid £5 and I got on this buggy and was driven around with some other people. What happened there?
I had a little twinge.
Look at that.
It's probably death.
And basically, right, and I don't want to knock all of the hard work that the employees of Kew obviously put in, but it was like all of the worst bits of every school trip I'd been on in the 70s, and I went on a few in the 70s. It was really, I don't want to be rude, but it was half dull.
Oh.
It was really dull, and everything was so far away from each other. And the food was nice. I went and had beef stew.
Okay, gift shop?
I love a gift shop, but
You didn't get yourself a rainbow rubber?
no, I didn't. And I tell you why not. Because and I'm going to use it. I'm going to use the C word here.
Oh God.
My celebrity is wearing out pretty darn quickly.
Right.
Okay? But in the gift shop, there were loads of school kids, and there was, just as I walked in, there was a little murmur, and I thought, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. I've been spotted. So I was there for about an hour, but it was half boring. I mean,
Are you into gardens? You're not?
No.
So?
I don't like gardens or queues, but I was very disappointed because I must have driven past that, I don't know, 6-7 times in my life.
Yeah.
And it's famous. It's really famous, but I'm not sure what it's famous for. And the guy giving the tour, he was really putting his all into it. But a lot of the attractions, the pagoda had scaffolding around it. Something else had scaffolding around it. The river was low tide. It really, it wasn't great.
To be honest, I think, as you know, it's a summer day trip.
Yeah.
It's not a winter thing. Haven't they got like a really smelly plant that smells of like a corpse if you go on the right day? But it's like one day a year.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, I'd quite like to see it, but I wouldn't go in the winter. I think that was your mistake.
They should, well, if that's true, that
They
they
should
have
drop the price.
if they have a plant that smells like a corpse, then they should say that when you hand over the money. Here's your map, and here's your, by the way,
Smelly plant day is?
the plant that smells like a corpse, it's just over there. And I really recommend you go and have a good old lungful. Yeah, it is. It's honestly, it was like, I'm 44, okay? It was like being in 1979. It was a lot of concrete. There was a lot of brown. I don't mean heroin. There was a lot of, it was the 70s. And I'm stood in there. It was, if they'd have marketed it as a 1979 time capsule, then it'd be like, oh yeah, okay, wicked. But it wasn't. It was marketed as a garden, and
missed a trick, haven't they?
I was disappointed by it, if I'm honest.
Okay, well, but it's one off the bucket list, isn't it? Not even it's put on the bucket list.
I didn't have one off what? I didn't have that. It's always weird coming back after having a few days away, because I've got no mojo.
Okay.
Got no mojo. I tell you what I'd like. I heard on the way in, I heard someone on the radio playing the bongos, and I like the bongos.
Was it Shovel?
No. It was on hello. What's that program? What's the program? Hello. I'm afraid I can't open the door. What's that program?
Is that Jules Holland?
No, not Jules Holland.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Caesar
Tom
Turner.
Jones.
Hello. Okay. What is this? What's that program? The Goons.
Oh God!
It was someone playing the bongos on the Goons, but like in a really rubbish 1950s way. And I thought, I wonder. This is my thought, and I don't know if it's. I've not checked, right? I thought, I wonder if there's like, because I did get into the bongos a few years ago, and I found an album I think called Bongo Frenzy or something. It's brilliant.
Wow.
But I thought, I wonder if there's like bongo versions of the Beatles. So I've just typed in Bongo Beatles. Let's see if anything comes up. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is okay, here we go. Here we go. Yes, there is. This is it. Right, this is a guy at home. Okay.
Oh, this is going to be excellent.
He's playing along to a CD. So the music is on a CD. The bongos are live. That was weird, wasn't it? All right, here's another one. This is by the Bongo Man. This is the Bongo Man. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, he's the Bongo Man.
He's not taking this seriously.
No.
I don't think he's taking that.
That's hubris. Right there, that's not a Bongo Man.
What's this? This is called Coco Bongo, the Beatles' Initio. What does Initio mean?
Start.
Okay, fine. This is, I mean...
Oh, the start of it.
I don't know. I don't like the look of Coco Bongo.
Is it like somewhere in Vegas, Coco Bongo?
The Bongo Project, Meet the Beatles. What is this? What is this?
It's in Cancun.
Here we go. This is going to be good. Okay, there's another 2 minutes left on this.
He's
video.
exhausted. Look at him. He's completely out.
Yeah, that's John Pizzarelli. That was good. That.
He's good.
I enjoyed that. So it turns out that there is bongo. There are bongo Beatles. There we go.
Did you see? Like on one point, he was like circling with one hand and bashing with the other.
Yeah.
That's a dexterous man.
What was the there was this album. What was the album? Actually, I'll listen to this, mate. Listen to this song, Bongo Fever. This song is called Bongo Fever, taken from the album Jack Costanza at the Garden of Allah.
Crikey.
Wowzers. Does he? He doesn't really pick up now. It's as good as it gets. Evening, Andre.
Hi, Night.
Yeah, good.
I've got to turn a few things off here. I've got my lap here, I've got my radio and everything here.
Yes, great.
Let's turn a bit.
Yep.
Coming down.
Yep.
Yeah, missed you in for the last couple of nights, I'd like to say, first.
Yeah. Okay.
But, Rufus is all right. Bit facetious, but not too bad.
Okay, that's great.
I don't know if you heard the show. I sort of spoke a bit about my garden, had a quick Clash song. And
I didn't listen to the show.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Well, that's great. That's great news, Andre.
Yeah, Mrs. MRS.
Right.
More is more, which is better.
Yes.
More the better.
Hello.
And hello.
Yes.
Yeah, as the subject, that's a few subjects I'd just like to put right. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Not got a clue. Good evening, Alan.
Evening, Mark.
Yep.
Good to have you back.
Yep.
And listen to what Andre was saying. More is more and less is less.
Right. What are you talking about?
The survival of the fittest.
Oh, right. More is more and less is Les.
Yeah.
Who's Les?
No, less.
Who's Les?
Les Ross.
What?
Former breakfast.
Thanks for calling. Let's go to Jonathan. Good evening, Jonathan.
Evening, Ian.
Good evening, Jonathan. At last, a sensible voice on the show.
When you first signed for talkRADIO,
yes.
How long was your contract for?
2 years.
And was there any option for an extension?
Well, it has, but I've just signed a new contract.
So you're definitely going to be presenting the show from March onwards.
Yep.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
thank God.
Wowzers.
That's the best news I've heard all day.
Tell me why. Tell me, sweet little why. Why?
Because I feared your replacement.
Oh, never fear. Never fear. No, I'm here for at least another 15 months, probably another 2 years.
Oh, thank God, that is brilliant.
Well, I'm glad to bring good tidings of comfort and joy. Here we go. 03, dispatch of those quite quickly. 03444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. If you're waiting for the question, if you're waiting for the thing on which we hang the show, there is no such question. There is no point to it. None of this matters. You are welcome to give us a call about absolutely anything you want. 03444991000 is the telephone number. You'll speak to Sam. He will take your name and number and call you back. Literally everyone gets on. We've very, very low standards here on this show, and I just, whenever I've had a few days off, it's just hard to kind of, just get the old motor running, so to speak. So I'm feeling a little bit flaccid. Catherine?
Firm.
Yeah, we go. You see, there we go. How were the last few days? All right. I don't really care. I can't listen. Here's the weird thing. I can't listen to my slot when I'm away. I can't listen because I get jealous hearing you with another guy.
Oh my!
I listened to a little bit of when Tommy filled in, but not much. Just because I genuinely love this job, and I just feel jealous when someone else is doing it. It's just a weird thing. So I find myself, what was I doing yesterday? I was watching the Joe McHale show on Netflix, and I was trolling some foreign kids on PlayStation. I was doing that today. But I find myself listening to inferior stations and inferior broadcasters, and listen to some absolute.
Does that not make you itchy as well, though?
No, it makes me comfortable. It makes me comfortable listening to stuff that isn't as good as this. I mean, this isn't particularly great tonight, guys. If your first night listening, they can't all be gold. But no, just listening to the safe, boring old. Let's slag off Jeremy Corbyn. Let's slag off Muslims. Let's support Donald Trump wanting to give guns to teach. You see, Donald Trump has come out and said he never said he wanted to give guns to teachers, apart from the bit where he said give guns. All right, here's the thing, right? Back at your school, which teacher of yours would you... And we'll tread carefully, because this is obviously linked to an horrific scenario, but which teacher of yours would you like to have seen
Not one.
tooled up? None of them?
Not one.
I'm trying to think. I mean, the obvious choice would have been the PE teacher, not the games teacher, because he was overweight, but the PE teacher. Although there were rumours, Brian Webb claimed he caught him masturbating in a shower. So I don't know if I'd want someone who had such little self-control to...
Well, he went in the shower.
Well, I know. I just... They had... He was going out with another teacher, who was a sort, actually, and he had a poster in his room in the gym block that was of a naked couple showering. Shower with a friend, it saves water. But it was like a sex picture.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit cheeky fun if you're not working with children.
Yeah. So I guess the PE teacher would have been the best. You wouldn't want the physics teacher, because he was a live wire.
No, and my biology teacher used to have fits.
Really? Oh, you couldn't.
He used to, but not kind of, on the floor. He would just space out.
Well, Andrew Bowden threw a chair at the physics teacher, and then the joke was, you got to put this in context of the time. What was Andrew So imagine it's 1986, right? Hey, what was do you know what Andrew Bowden's favourite TV show is? Beat the Teacher.
That's actually quite good.
It's not bad, is it? It's not bad. It's not bad for a playground joke. It's not bad. Even now,
One of the dads made that up and sent it back in.
32 years later, that's still... that's a great line, that is. If you've ever...
and also, there was always teachers... I used to get sent out for talking.
Yeah.
But only by teachers who couldn't control the class, and they knew I was the only one who'd go out and not tell them to F off.
Oh.
Don't arm those people. They pick off the weakest.
No, I mean, it is... And I know it's, again, we're not making light of what happened, because that's just absolutely horrific. But it did just get me. It did just get me thinking. I mean, let's arm the teachers. And now Trump's saying, well, no. What I meant was, we'll arm like 20% of the teachers.
Okay, so a kid who goes in with a shotgun is just going to take out the teachers first, just on the off chance.
Right, but the kids wouldn't know which teachers had the guns. But then what if the teacher went nuts? It's just guns in schools. No. But it did get me thinking. Well, who would would be appropriate? I suppose. Well, the geography... Notice how I'm not saying their names, guys. The geography teacher, but then he got married to a sixth former. She left the sixth form, but they were definitely doing it when he was in the sixth form. Oh, wow. And then he got married to her.
She still call him sir.
03444991000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
See the smartest, sexiest thriller of the year first and for free.
Seriously,
with Red Sparrow stars Oscar-winner
first line of
as an elite
massacre
Russian
is the
secret
teachers.
service.
It's just insane, man.
Art of attraction and deception, using her body as the ultimate weapon.
Very broad program. Young officers trained to...
Trying to get the picture a little bit better, guys, because the Wi-Fi doesn't really reach over there. But picture's still a little bit shitty, isn't it?
In cinemas everywhere, March 1st.
Attraction grabs us when we least expect it. In a glance,
Oh, no, picture's fine.
Desire overtakes reason.
Has it always been fine?
Fortunately, the Renault Clio Urban Nav with 7-inch touchscreen, rear parking sensors and hands-free keycard now comes with 1 year's free insurance and 3 years 0% APR representative. The Renault Clio Urban Nav, a clever choice, is always more attractive. Visit Renault.co.uk to find out more. Renault Finance subject to status over 18s. Order by March 30th, register by June 30th. T's and C's apply. Participating dealers. Insurance provided by Allianz Insurance, age 21 to 79. Visit Renault.co.uk/Clio Insurance.
I've been thinking about car finance. You find a car, you get well excited. Then they give you the finance options. All 2 of them. That's not an option. That's rubbish. It's time someone thought of a better way.
They have. Car Finance 24/7. They're independent, so they can search lots of lenders to try and find you the best deal.
Right. Well, that's better.
That's carfinance247.co.uk. Car Finance 24/7 is a broker, not a lender. Representative 27.4% APR.
brilliant from Pogba.
Oh, Dele Alli on Dybala. Hazard skips past Messi.
Here's Aguero. Good drive.
Oh, Salah!
With BT Sport, you'll see all 5 English teams still in the UEFA Champions League. It's free for 18 months with BT Infinity, now £24.99 a month. Search BT Broadband before the 22nd of February. Be there, BT Sport.
With BT Sports on Sky, $9.99 setup, 18-month contract, then $44.99 a month. Prices may change. New customers, 30 gigabytes usage. Direct debit. Terms apply.
We got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes. At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade-quality building products. In February, we've got a 25-kilogram bag of Thistle multi-finish for only £4.59 ex-VAT. Now, that's a real deal. We've got even more real deals and thousands of products in stock at Selco Builders Warehouse. To find your nearest branch, go to selcobw.com. We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
Driving home with Eamon Holmes.
Your #1 drive time destination.
High revving radio with Eamon Holmes.
Showbiz news, current affairs, big names, special guests. If it's happening, we're on it.
Get home with Holmes.
Driving home with Eamon Holmes. Weekdays from 4
on Talk Radio.
The radio show where the owls are not what they seem.
Do you or have you ever watched Twin Peaks?
The late night alternative with Iain Lee.
We could be dreaming and meeting each other in our dreams.
On Talk Radio.
03444991000 is the phone number. You can watch the show by going to youtube.com/rabbit hole. My name is Iain Lee. Katherine Boyle is there.
Yes.
Don't forget, of course, you can listen on DAB. You can download the Talk Radio app, or you can go to talkradio.co.uk. Let's go to Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Greetings, monsieur.
Greetings, mademoiselle.
Mademoiselle, yes. Why have I called? I have called to ask.
Yes.
I'm a podcast person, as you may remember, or not. Mental health. I have had this question for a while.
Yes.
How does one support someone who is going through a hard time?
It's an excellent question, and it's a question that I don't think is asked often enough. And whenever anyone's ill, the focus is mainly on the person who is ill, and which is the right way about it. But quite often those people, the family and loved ones and colleagues and children, and all of that are excluded. And the answer is, I don't know. I really don't know. I've given it quite a lot of thought. And I try to think, well, what would I like, when I'm at my lowest ebb? And it varies and it changes. But the most straightforward thing I think you can do is ask them.
Okay.
Ask them what would, say, look, I want to help. I don't know what to do. What can I do? What can I do? And it might simply be leaving them alone. Quite often I want to be on my own. It might just be sitting at the end of the bed. It might be bringing them a cup of tea every couple of hours. It might be getting a blanket and putting it over them. It might be, for some people in certain stages, it might be gently encouraging them to come with you and take the dog for a walk around the garden. It will be. There is an infinite number of correct answers to it. Katherine Boyle.
Can I make a practical suggestion?
Yes.
I found, as someone who, is having to learn or has had to learn about, how to live alongside people who have problems, I found Matt Haig's book really helpful. It's called Reasons to Stay Alive. It's primarily aimed at people who are going through it, but I think also it really helps you understand what it's like to be on the other side of it, and also those suggestions that Iain was talking about are there, and it's just about kind of learning to read the signs, but also making sure that you look after yourself as well.
What's going on with you, Paul? What's happening?
Nothing significant, but it's strange. As you were talking, I suddenly remembered a colleague of mine, former colleague of mine, who committed suicide some years ago, and I'll never forget that last conversation. Well, it was barely a conversation. I passed her, and she wasn't there anymore. And, you know, I looked at her, smiled, said hello, and then she was gone. And the next day, she was gone. And I will never forget, because, I mean, I could see that something was clearly wrong.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask, are you okay?
And how does that make you feel that you didn't ask?
Well, I mean, it's something that I remember that I can now act upon positively.
Yeah, good.
If I see something that really worries me, I do ask.
Good.
Whereas I didn't before.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
You're a good man. Is this Paul Filbert?
This is correct.
There we go. Do you know, I don't remember people or recognise people, but I recognised your voice. Obviously, I recognised your first name, Paul, as well. I recognise your voice. Whereabouts in the world are you at the moment?
I'm in Leeds, but moving to Glasgow quite soon.
Now, hang on. Weren't you in Malaysia?
I was.
Paul is. I'm gonna get this wrong, but I'm gonna say it. Paul is a conductor.
No.
For
He's not.
He's a drummer
No.
for
No.
Slipknot. Paul is a flautist.
No.
Paul is a bongo player. Paul plays the bongos for the Malaysian orchestra.
You're a percussionist, aren't you?
Well, I'm a timpanist.
Timpanist.
Oh!
The biggest bongos you can get.
Exactly.
Have you got bongo fever?
Always.
Mate, have you got something there you can play? What a dumb question.
Yeah, I bet you can play the table.
Yeah, well, I bet you can.
Well, yeah, I was going to say.
Can you play the table?
The table?
Go on. Go on.
Yeah, I'm just... boxes are better.
Go on, play something.
Hold on. I'm trying to find something, because we're moving, there are lots of boxes everywhere, but there's nothing that's empty. I'll probably break something if I...
Unbelievable, Paul.
This
Listen.
is like asking a comedian to tell you a joke.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. There's a great difference between telling a nuanced gag and banging out a rhythm on a box, right? This fella, he's been phoning me for about 12 years, and in his pictures, it's always him with, like, some drumsticks or with some rubbish. Or with some, like, bongos, or with he might even be holding a timpani in one of them, right?
What?
But timpani. But now I've called him out. He's crumbled. His story is paper thin. It's a Rizzler paper, and I've just lit my finger and pushed it all the way through. This guy's not a percussionist. He's a bullshitter. That's what this guy is. That's what this guy. This is what we
He's just
attract.
looking the orchestra's loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He wasn't working with the Malaysian orchestra. He was in prison.
Wow.
He was in a Malaysian prison for lies and fraud.
For lies.
For rhythm fraud. Well, how's life going then? If you're moving all over the shop, good.
Yeah, no, great. I'm moving to a glorious orchestra up in based in Glasgow.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love Glasgow. I think it's a great place, and
it is. Yeah.
So you want to be there, like playing the drums,
the big bongos. Yeah, yeah.
Can we get
in the middle of April?
Can we get free tickets?
Probably,
including flights. Thanks
Probably,
very much.
but not from me.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Paul, how long have you been back over here?
I left Malaysia 2013.
And what year did you get here? 2015.
He was walking.
Well, to be honest, from the 15th of February 2012 until I started my job here,
yes,
I travelled about quarter of a million air miles, just going everywhere.
Oh, okay.
I was Asia, UK, South America, Europe, all over the place.
This sounds like the start to Dancing in the Street by Mick Jagger and David Bowie. South America! Well, Paul, it's great to have British percussionists coming back to Britain where they belong.
I'm moving to Scotland now.
Yeah, but Scotland's still Britain, mate. I just want to flag that up. Scotland is still Britain.
For new.
Hey!
Exactly, at the moment.
Paul, I'm going to cut you off.
All right.
He's gone.
I liked him. I liked him better than you.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced by that guy. Good evening, Jasmine.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We've spoken before. Do you remember me?
Let me think. Are you are you the young lady from Switzerland?
Yes.
There we go. You see, I do remember that. Yes, and how lovely to be speaking to you again. What's your favourite bongo?
I don't know.
Okay.
High or low? I mean, it's a decision.
Well, what have you called in for, Jasmine?
I'm phoning in about my 24-hour project starting next Monday.
Your 24-hour project starting next Monday. Tell us more. It sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. The thing is that I blindfold myself and wear noise-cancelling headphones, so I won't hear anything for 24 hours.
Hang on. So you're gonna what? You're gonna go deaf for 24 hours? Is that what she said?
Yeah, blindfold and headphones.
Oh, blindfold and headphones.
Yes.
Well, right. Stay there because that was a lot more interesting than I was expecting, and we're coming up to a break now.
She always does this.
Yeah. Have we spoken to her before?
Yeah, she's the one who cheated death.
Okay. It's blindfolded and headphoned for 24 hours.
You must find out why.
What we do you know what? I'm tempted to not even ask that question. I'm tempted just to ignore that. Jasmine, stay there. We'll come to you in a bit. Gatfield will come to you as well. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. If you want to watch the show tonight, we're doing something a little bit different. If you go to youtube.com/rabbit hole, you'll see a little live video icon. If you click on that, you can come and watch the show and you can join in the clean, family-friendly chat. She's Katherine Boyle. I am Iain Lee. This is the Late Night Alternative, only here on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Digital debate for the UK.
I would like.
We'll get you talking.
Oh, how are you going to get that?
Now's the time
By
to
getting
upgrade
my
your
mate,
club's
dickheads,
venue.
to make it.
The original double value trade-in is back at American Golf with stock of all the latest fans, impartial advice, and free, no obligation custom fitting. Now's the time to double the value of your existing clubs when you trade in for new. The double
Hi,
value
Tom.
trade-in at American
Hi, Sarah.
We exist
Hi,
to
Ian.
With over 120 stores nationwide, find your nearest.
Look, it's my head on Catherine's body, look.
Conditions apply.
I don't need a stylish new Toyota CHR because
Hi, Camzab. Hi, Collateral. Hi,
because everyone will want to live.
recognise a lot of you guys from my excellent gaming.
Excuses. The Toyota CHR, only £229 a month with 0% APR represented. Search Toyota CHR office. 0% APR.
She shuts the computer so I don't Facebook abuse her. Thank you, Mr. Lanu. Not wise guy. Paul Dixon. She did shut. UK's #1 gaming streamer. I can't talk about Bruce Lee too much because no one else knows who the fuck I'm talking about. She's correct, Fiegel. I think YouTube might be better than Perry. We'll do both. The good thing about Perry is that random people will find it, and you kind of have to know about this to find it. So that's a little bit a problem. So I will do Perry again. I'm just trying different things.
They send you text so you keep control of
I'm not taking any more
before you apply at
Facebook, PlayStation friends.
Checking won't affect your credit rating. But before you go and check, there's just one reason.
I know you're watching on YouTube,
Because
John.
you've already got an Ocean credit card, right? Otherwise,
Yeah,
get
so Perry
checking.
will
Go
happen.
to askocean.co.uk. Intelligent lending
Hey,
is
Fabus.
a credit broker. Capital One
Thank you, man. No, I enjoyed that.
Running pints at a golf club was boring.
I've not played any games
Since
until
joining the
today.
Navy as a
I've just not
steward,
felt
no 2 days have been the same.
up to it.
I've learned loads of new skills that have helped me serve high-profile officials in
I
places
don't know.
as far
George
flung
did tell
and
me what
exotic
he
as the
wears. I can't
Caribbean
remember.
and the Indian Ocean. I'm now fully qualified in hospitality.
Thank you, Stacey.
management,
Thank you,
so I
Sarah.
can even help run a hotel.
Oh, did you watch that, Sarah? I watched
help run a
about
state-of-the-art
20 minutes of Prison Architect. I found it so fucking dull.
But I was made in the Royal Navy. Start your journey.
Hi, Jill.
Search Made in the Royal Navy.
Across the UK, online and on
Right, let me get a song.
Talk Radio on the Hour News.
But Periscope will happen.
Two brothers aged 2 and 6 have died in a suspected hit and run in Coventry. 2 people are being questioned by police. Here's Barry Weir.
The little boys were hit this afternoon in the Stoke
What are we
area
gonna
of
play?
Coventry. A black Ford Focus was found abandoned a short time afterwards. A 53-year-old man and a woman who's 41 have been arrested on suspicion of dangerous and drink driving. Detective Sergeant Paul Hughes from West Midlands Police says this is a parent's worst nightmare.
Police say they're treating a package sent to St James Palace as racist hate crime. It was reportedly addressed to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and also contained a white substance which turned out to be harmless. Donald Trump has announced ways he might tighten up US gun laws. The president's been under pressure since the Florida school shooting, which left 17 people dead. He told the National Rifle Association that he wants stronger background checks, the age you can buy a gun raised to 21, and mental health restrictions. Richard Luscombe is a Guardian correspondent based in Florida and describes what real life is like for school kids in the States.
We're fed up with our kids having to have code red drills and lockdowns and active shooter practices in the classroom. It's just a horrible thing for everyone. We arrive at school in the morning, there's a police car at the school gates. Every school has one.
Haiti has temporarily banned Oxfam from operating there, as after allegations that some of its workers in the country were involved in a sexual misconduct following the 2010 earthquake. Meanwhile, the former chief executive at Save the Children has now stood down from his post at UNICEF. It's after it emerged that 3 women had complained about John Forsyth's behaviour at his previous employer. And Southern Railway workers are preparing to stage a fresh strike. Members of the RMT union will walk out on March the 12th as part of the long-running dispute over the role of guards. For your weather, we're all in for a largely dry, clear and cold night with a widespread frost, breezier in the northwest with a chance of coastal wintry showers in East Anglia.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Well, that Loudon Wainwright is a very, very clever gentleman. He really gets the frailty and the what's the word? I'm trying to find the word. He really gets just how miserable life is. He does. He really does. But after that, I think we need something a little bit more upbeat. So bring on the bongos.
Oh.
There's some African bongos to guide us through the rest of the show. Late Night Alternative with myself, Iain Lee. Katherine Boyle is here. You can listen to us on DAB by downloading the app or by going online to talkradio.co.uk. You can watch the show. And tonight we're doing something slightly different. If you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/rabbithole, there'll be a little live feature thing there. If you click on that, you can come in and you can chat with other people, and it's nice and it's it's all fun. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Gatford, stay there. We'll come to you shortly. But before the break, we were speaking to Jasmine in Switzerland. Now, Jasmine, let me get this right. You are going to be blindfolded and headphoned for 24 hours.
Yes.
You're not now, are you?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. And so you won't be able to hear or see anything. That's it, is it?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, yeah.
Kind of the thing, okay. And I'm going to ask the question. We did discuss whether we would ask this or not, but I'm going to ask it. Why?
So the question is why?
The question is why? Yeah.
Yes, the thing is that I'm about to become a spiritual teacher.
Yes.
And for that I have to study a lot, and I also do some mental experiments to get some real experience of the thing.
Catherine, do you want to have a go?
So you're going to become a teacher? For whom?
Yes, kind of.
Of what kind of people?
I don't know yet. I mean, I just do this spiritual thing.
A spiritual teacher, right?
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, okay. Fruitcakes, right? So you're going to become a spiritual teacher. So, what? Yes. How is this 24 hours? Are you doing it with someone, or are you doing it on your own?
All alone.
Right.
But it will make sense.
Yes. What if you need to go to pee-pee?
I will find my way.
You hope you will find your way. Will you make sandwiches and a flask of hot drink before and just have it in front of you.
That's cheating.
No, it's not cheating.
Yes, it is.
No, as long as she's blindfolded and a headphone for 24 hours, I would make sandwiches and a flask, and I'd sit at the table and I'd have them right in front of me at the table. Those sandwiches would be gone within the first 15 minutes.
Of course I would. No, the experience, surely, to get the full
And I'd just like
sensory
pee
experience.
and crap wherever, like a rabbit.
Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes, does he do that?
No, like
I
that,
wondered
that
why
other one.
this-
That one that used to lock himself in the...
Oh, the other Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The bonkers one.
Well, again, it doesn't. Now you've opened that conversation again. So you're going to pee and poop anywhere you want.
No, she never said that.
Yes, she did.
Jasmine?
Yes.
I think the experience you're having in Ian's imagination is quite different from the one you're planning.
Can we watch?
No.
Can you stream it on Periscope or YouTube?
I'm not sure because I'm blind.
No, are you right? Hang on a minute. Are you actually blind?
No, I was blind for myself.
Right. So you won't. So you will be blind for the thing, but you're not actually blind. Well, then you could do it. If you even
She won't know if she's in shock.
Even blind people can do it. That would be funny though, man. She wouldn't know if she was in shot or not. That would be. And she's like
talking.
She's talking, and she's like buttering the remote control, and she's eating like a catalogue and stuff.
But isn't the whole point supposed to be about isolation so that you can reach some kind of internal nirvana?
Well, who cares? It'd be funny.
Okay.
It'd be funny seeing a Swiss girl just
Defecating on herself.
Yeah, defecating on herself. I would find that funny.
So weird.
I would find that funny. Okay, well, this is great. You said the purpose, so it's to reach a spiritual high.
Yes, it's all about that.
Okay. Have you been in one of those salty baths?
No.
Do you know what I mean by a salty bath?
Not really.
It's a bath, and it's all salty. No, they're not called salty baths. What are they called, Kath?
They're called salination tanks.
Separation booths.
Those floaty tanks.
Yeah, what are they called, though? They're called segregation. Not segregation.
Salination.
No, but it's not called that. It's called
Salination.
sensory deprivation.
That's not what they're called.
They're called deprivation tanks.
No, they're not. No one would get in them. Doesn't
They're
sound nice.
Have you? Why don't you go into a deprivation tank? It's where you go into
Flotation.
Flotation. It's where you go into a tank full of salty water. Don't ask me how the salt gets there, but just watch the person who comes out, and see how tired they look. So you go in, you close the door, and you float, and it's completely pitch dark. And if you want, you can put headphones on, and you float there, Catherine.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
How can you have headphones on when you're floating in water? You're going to zap your brains out.
No, it's silencers, mufflers.
All right, well, that's not headphones. Carry on.
No, they're headphones. Yeah, noise deadening.
No,
Yeah.
they're not. No.
Yes, they are.
No.
Well, yes, they are. Hang on a second. I've got an acoustics wizard on the line. Gatford.
Yes.
They're
Yes, the noise can.
All right, mate, calm down.
No, ear defenders.
No, ear defense building site. Noise cancelling headphones.
Yeah, and
Hang
they're
on.
going to...
Gatford, go on.
Yeah, when you go an MRI machine.
All right, mate, calm down.
Oh, he knows it all, doesn't he?
Yeah. No, I hate know-it-alls like him with their 9 toes. Dirty, dirty pervert.
We don't know, you might have 8 now.
Probably.
It's been a while.
Yeah, exactly. People like him shouldn't have any toes because he doesn't know how to respect the toe. Well, Jasmine, I wish you the best of luck, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, I really hope you don't die.
I don't think I don't know.
Okay. Well, look, and so what are you going to do? Are you going to meditate? Are you going to hum? Are you allowed to hum to yourself? Because if you hum, even if you've got cotton wool in your ears, you'll hear the vibrations deep within you.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I don't think you've thought this through. I've got a feeling you don't really know what you've let yourself in for.
Yeah, that's a bit of a thing, yes.
But
the thing is that I don't know what to do all day long, so...
I know what I'd be doing if I was...
any idea?
How old are you, Jasmine?
I'm 31.
Okay, right, well...
No, still don't.
I know exactly what I'd be doing if I was sensory deprived with headphones and blindfold on. I know exactly what I'd be doing for 24 hours. Wow. Well, Jasmine, maybe we could... Well, we can't speak on Monday, can't... Well, maybe we could speak on Monday.
Well, she couldn't hear you.
Well...
Not that it would make much difference.
So she'd just be going, I am 12 hours into it! I am going mad!
He's doing your voice, Jasmine.
I'm going mad with this now!
I know.
I want to kill you!
Gosh.
That's where it will go.
She's not thought it through, but you certainly have.
Yep. Oh,
what's that?
Well, if we can't speak on Monday, could we speak on Tuesday?
Yes, I think so.
All right, Jasmine. Well, I wish you, seriously now, I wish you the very, very best of luck, and I hope you have a great time.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks for calling. Absolutely batshit crazy, that girl. Absolutely insane.
Wow.
I mean, God, what a fruitcake! Dear, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I
And
probably managed about 10 minutes.
reports are coming in of a young lady going crazy in Switzerland. Wowzers. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
We've got entertainment, and we're not afraid to use it. Talk Radio.
We could tell you about our new SUV's luxurious space, but that would limit your imagination. We could describe its beautiful styling, or even shout about its off-road capability, but words
There's a
wouldn't
really
do
fair
it
point
justice.
now online.
To truly
Asking how she'll know
understand
the 24
Levante,
hours is over.
Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Oh, do you remember that programme we tried to watch about the people in the porter cabin?
Available now with tailored
Yeah, the
finance
isolation
packages.
people.
Are electric cars okay for
Yeah,
long
bullshit.
journeys?
Yeah,
Are there
they
any
managed,
tax
like,
benefits to having
50
them on
minutes.
muscle?
Yeah, they're easy to drive.
Can they go off-road? Do they keep their value?
Are they any good on motorways?
Can you drive them at night?
Can they go up hills?
How many photocopiers can I fit in the back of one?
Got questions about adding electric cars to your fleet? Get the answers at goultralow.com.
Are you ready for this? Or a bit of this? And obviously this.
Mum, please can I have another ice cream?
If you've been nodding along, then it's time you joined the millions of others with the Sun Hauls from £9.50. Haul yeah! Pick up the Sun and start collecting this Saturday. T's and C's apply.
I've worked with loads of vinyl mats, but this upgraded Dulux Trade vinyl mat is something else. It's smooth, really smooth. Application-wise, it goes on brilliantly, and all with the same great opacity and coverage as before.
Oh, very good, love. Now hurry up and butter that toast.
We've upgraded Dulux Trade Vinyl Mat to offer a smoother consistency and easier application, because what matters to you matters to us. Upgraded Dulux Trade Vinyl Mat. Find out more at duluxtradepaintexpert.co.uk.
Brilliant from Pogba. Oh, Deli Ali on Dybala. Hazard skips past Messi. Here's Aguero. Good drive. Oh,
With BT Sport, you'll see all 5 English
chatting
teams
in
still
the-
in the UEFA Champions League.
You're
It's
chatting
free
in
for
the
18
YouTube.
months with BT Infinity.
Don't
Now
you worry,
£24.99
you're going to be
Search
made a
BT
moderator.
Broadband 22nd
Your
of
name
February.
will be
there. BT Sport.
With
emboldened.
BT Sports on Sky,
Yes.
$9.99 setup, 18-month contract, then $44.99 a month. Prices may change. New customers, 30
I'll
gigabytes
abuse
usage,
my
direct
power.
debit, terms apply.
With Pertemps Recruitment, opportunity is closer than you think. It can take you to places you always wanted to be, and it's around every corner. So if you're looking for your next permanent, temporary or contract opportunity, hop into one of our 200
try it
local
now.
offices or search Pertemps
Try
online.
something.
Pertemps, the face of recruitment.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Someone on Twitter said, how will she know when 24 hours is up? I remind very, very funny. I think it's the show. I think it's Kids in the Hall sketch. Catherine's been made a moderator of
I've
the
got
YouTube
a blue
channel.
spanner and I'm not afraid to wield it.
It's this very, very funny sketch, right? Where this guy's got a dog. He's got a little puppy. And his boss comes, or his friend comes round, and he's And he said, what have you got a dog for? Oh, no. I'm going to teach him tricks. That's like a poodle. You can't teach that dog tricks. Oh, yeah? You reckon? Well, you just give me 24 hours and I will have taught this dog a trick. All right, man. Okay, I'll be back in 24 hours. So he then tries to teach his dog how to beg and to roll over. And the dog just sat there looking at him. He's getting really frustrated. He's going, come on, man. I've got 24 hours. Geez, okay. I'm good. He goes to get a drink. And when he's not looking, the dog puts the clock back an hour. And he comes back and goes, right, come on. We've got 24 hours to do this. And it goes on for hours and hours. And it goes out for a pee. And the dog puts the clock back to the start. And the guy comes in and goes, right, We've got 24 hours. Let's get a trick. And it goes on for ages, and he has a big beard, and he loses his job, and it fizzles out, as a lot of the kids in the whole sketches do, but they're very funny because of it. Good evening, Gatford.
Evening, boss. Is it Switzerland where the cuckoo clocks are made?
I believe they're made in all parts of the world.
But she was...
China, primarily.
Probably, yeah.
Yes, she was China.
She was definitely China.
Hey, who remembers Cynthia Rothrock?
Who?
China O'Brien.
Oh.
You don't remember China O'Brien?
No.
Oh, mate. 80s, straight-to-video, hot karate woman, Cynthia Rothrock as China O'Brien. I was reading about China O'Brien over the weekend. Yeah, good. She's due a comeback. Cynthia Rothrock.
What's she up to now?
I think she's still making crappy karate films. I think, yeah.
And also, you mentioned earlier that you watched the Joel McHale show.
Yes.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was hit and miss. I mean, it's The Soup, but not called The Soup. And I of course, used to present the British version of The Soup. I enjoyed the South African bit, which I showed to Catherine.
Yeah.
About children. I thought it was patchy, but I thought the good bits were really good, and the lame bits were really lame.
I think it's The Soup with swearing, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
And he's enjoying the fact that he can swear now. So, which all people...
Well, I never watched his Soup because I was too busy hosting my Soup.
Didn't your Soup come after his Soup? Weren't you after Soup?
Was it? Well, it did come after. But when I went out to La La Land, Los Angeles, and I got taken around the Soup offices and around what was it? The E channel.
You did what? Sorry.
The E channel. That's what it was called, wasn't it? And I got taken around there, and I narrowly missed meeting Joel McHale, but I got to see a cutout of him. Those were crazy heady days of me being in employment.
The good old days, mate.
What do you want, boy?
It's cold out, isn't it?
Thanks very much for calling. He's right. Good evening, Kyle.
Evening, Catherine.
Yes.
Two things. I had a recommendation for something on Netflix, but also I had something about bongos, which, as a gamer, you might appreciate, Ian.
Okay, let's go with the Netflix thing first, because I'm looking for recommendations.
Okay, the Netflix. Sorry, my coffee's still here. The Netflix is a program called The Good Place with Ted Danson. Have you seen it or heard of it?
Yeah, we told you about it, Kyle.
Mate, I missed this, sorry. He calls himself a fan. Oh, my God. We told everyone about this before I went to Australia. That was in November.
I mean, we virtually imported it.
Although it's got to be said, I've found the last 3 or 4 episodes really, really boring. It's like, since they started releasing them 1 episode a week, I've just stopped laughing. There's no jokes in it anymore. It's all stories. It's dull.
Is there any... Have we only got 1 left?
I don't care. I really don't care.
I need to see it, but it's our principle, really.
It's the last... Yeah, since it came 1 episode a week, it has been boring.
Oh, well, I feel like I've let you both down now, slightly.
Yes, you have, Carl.
Mostly yourself.
So this next one better be blooming good, mate.
Well, it's a weird thing. It was I was into sounds really dodgy. I was into Donkey Kong at the time.
Yes.
Donkey Kong Country. I'm sure you played the game. But was it on the GameCube? They released a version of Donkey Kong that you played with bongos.
Oh yeah, Donkey Bongo or something. Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
That was it. Well, my ex told me that, and to the point where Dad used to come in and say, "Oh, stop making loads of noise." And she would sit there bongoing away for hours on end.
Do you know what? I've never played that game. I tell you, the game I did have on the Dreamcast. It was a great old game, and it's worth a fortune now if I'd still had it. And it sold hardly any copies. Samba de Amigo. and basically you had maracas, and you had to copy the maracas. It was such a good thing, and I think that's where I heard the ska version of Take On Me was on there. It's a great game. Really getting into crappy old games. And I just downloaded Virtua Fighter on the Xbox, $3.99. Going to be destroying my kids at that. And I'm getting into my old crappy games. Loving it. I'm loving it.
But the thing is, now this is perhaps a deeper question, because sometimes you do this, don't you?
Yes.
But like, I play the games that I played when I was that age. Yeah. So does that mean that I've never really? Because I played, what's the one, Fallout? Is it called?
Yeah.
With my mate, and he's obviously a lot younger than me, but I was just like, I've no interest. And then instantly put Metropolis Street Racer on, and I was like, no, this is what we need to play.
Yeah. It's Arrested Development. That's what that's called. You've not grown up.
Oh, that would explain quite a lot of things, actually, wouldn't it?
I think it would do, Carl. Thank you very much indeed. 03444991000 is the phone number. For the first time this evening, we have a clear and empty switchboard. It's an all right show tonight.
It'll do.
It'll do. I just, having a few days off sick, it's always hard coming back, and then coming back for the last 2 days of the week, and it's, Hey, we're going to Bath on Sunday. I think there's like 3 tickets left if people want to come to the Rondo Theatre in Bath. It's a really nice venue. I did a show there a couple of years ago. Really, really nice venue. And it's me and Catherine, and we will be doing the Rabbit Hole show, and we'll see how it goes. We need to talk about what we're going to do with the Rabbit Hole show, whether we're going to carry on after. We've got Brighton in March.
Yeah.
And then we've got London in April. I just wonder.
Let's see if the love comes back.
Hey, we didn't put one out this week, did we? I've got to give you the memory card.
Yeah, it's supposed to go out tonight, tomorrow morning. Well, I can put it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or over the weekend. No one minds.
But no one cares. No one listens.
People do.
People do listen. People like it. But I just wonder. I just wonder. What is my why?
We need to next level it, or just level it.
What is my why? I don't know. I don't know what we're trying to achieve with it now. Feels like we've done it. To me, it feels like we've done it. But I enjoy going out and doing shows and meeting people.
And that was part of the point, wasn't it? Is to get out of London and do something where we were actually front-facing.
Yeah.
We do meet loads of nice people.
Oh God, we do.
And only occasionally a knobhead.
We haven't met a knobhead since the last one we did in London, have we?
We're due one.
Well, there were 2 knobheads there. There were 2 there. I don't know. Maybe it's as I don't know.
Let's see.
Maybe it's as good enough as it is. I don't know. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. There's not really a lot in any of the papers today. I missed the Brits. Did you watch the Brits?
No, I was working. I was busy. I wasn't.
Stormzy's in the house.
I thought he was absolutely brilliant.
Stormzy's in the house. Stormzy's in the house.
Stormzy's in the house, but it's raining. How does that work?
Was it rain? I didn't watch it.
Oh, he did this amazing. Oh, it was great. And he called out Theresa May.
Oh, I
Told
heard.
her to sort Grenfell out.
Yeah.
And he also told the Daily Mail to suck his
dick.
No, he didn't say it. He just said suck my.
But what was the word before that rhymed with it? Because he would have done a rhyme like I'm all out of luck. I could do with a.
It was definitely like stick or.
Yeah.
It was definitely, that's where it was going.
Daily Mail is losing stock. Come on now and suck.
No, was it? No, it was only stick, pick, not lick.
I'm sick of all this meanness. Daily Mail, lick my.
That's the second verse. Same as the first. A little bit louder and a little bit worse.
Look at the time I need a tinkle. Daily Mail, suck my.
Gosh. You do realise they're going to be quoting you on this now, saying it's you.
Yeah, well, the Daily Mail can suck my wink off they want. I don't got no problem with that.
Not fussy.
Suck's a suck, isn't it?
You dirty get. Okay. Anyway. Oh, dearie me.
Mal says, Mal has texted us, and that Mal has somehow snuck through the system, because I don't know how you text us, and I don't give out the text number, and Mal
You don't respect the text?
I don't respect the text. The Daily Mail is falling to bits, but they can come and suck my Ian, says Mal, I first encountered a flotation tank on a skiing holiday. Wow, imagine doing it downhill.
And with skis on?
In Austria about 25 years ago, and again in Belfast a few years later. The water temperature is equal to that of the body. So it's body temperature.
Oh.
Not water temperature. And buoyant. Yeah, I know that. I've floated in the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have actually. I have.
Is it good?
No, because it's really rocky to get there, and I cut my feet on the rocks, and because it's salt, it just stings like. Oh, it was awful. I've walked on water on the Sea of Galilee, where Jesus walked on water. I've actually walked on water, and the way they do it now. I'm not saying this is how Jesus did it, but you can rent like a little underwater platform that's just like underwater, like a little bit. You can't see it from the surface, and you get a boat out there, and then you walk on it.
For photo ops? Is that...
Yeah.
Wow, I think that's a bit...
It's amazing. Well, I'll tell you what's even weirder then. All right, and because that's a bit of harmless fun. But you can rent a cross.
No, shut up.
This is not even a joke, right? And I saw people doing it.
I know where you're going.
You can rent a cross and you can walk the route that Jesus walks to be crucified.
Stations of the Cross.
And it was all really loud, crying Americans. They were crying. They filmed me doing it, and then Channel 4 cut it out.
It's emotional. They do it during Holy Week in Seville. They'll do.
Oh, because Jesus was crucified in Seville, was he? Yeah.
No.
This is in Jerusalem.
Yeah,
Bethlehem,
whatever.
Yeah.
But they'll do it every year. Same people.
Yeah.
And they'll do it with no shoes.
Well, they're not real Christians. They should be doing it in Mount Sinai.
Okay. No, they're proper, and they cut their feet, and it's like this awful.
No, they're not proper Christians.
Yeah.
Because they need to do it in the place where Jesus was actually crucified, like I did, and I was wearing a suit. The water temperature is equal to that of the body and buoyant. In effect, you are weightless, and eventually cannot feel the difference between you and the water. I would. It is totally dark, but it seems you can stare into infinity. Mate, come on. And it can be totally silent, or you could have some relaxing music played. Well, this is the music that I would have played. I'd be having this. Re-entering the outside world, even after an hour, I did actually see the noise, brightness and pace of life. Totally different. Go try it, Ian! I'm busy then, I'm afraid. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The incredible new sound
This is all right.
Talk Radio.
The No Nonsense Breakfast with Julia Hartley-Brewer.
The biggest breaking news stories, headline-grabbing guests, and razor-sharp opinion.
Join me, Julia Hartley-Brewer, when I'll be turning up the heat every morning from 6:30 with an essential mix of straight-talking debate, heavyweight political guests, and fearless comment. Waking up the nation with a brand new breakfast conversation.
The No-Nonsense Breakfast with Julia Hartley-Brewer.
Tomorrow morning from 6:30.
On Talk Radio.
Just timed out something.
The Late Night Alternative with
On Talk Radio.
Let's go to Danny. Good evening, Danny.
Kath, Ian.
Danny.
How are you? I won't ask how you are. I'm watching. I know you're both tickety-boo. That's good.
There we go. Lovely.
It's brilliant to see so many people watching you on YouTube, and Kath is a moderator on this. I better behave myself.
Yeah, I'm going to just randomly start culling.
You can give people a timeout, or you can block them completely. On our one, we blocked about 300 people in a year. It's ridiculous. Dominic Diamond did that walking with a cross thing, didn't he? Did you see the documentary about it?
No, I didn't see the documentary about it.
He's Catholic. He went full Catholic craziness, I think he is.
Yeah.
And then he did the one where they actually he agreed to do the one where you actually get nailed to the cross through your palms. And he backed out at the last minute.
Oh well, so he disagreed and didn't do the thing where he got nailed through the
What
cross.
he did was he let God down.
Yes.
He panicked at the last moment and then ran away to Canada.
He let the producers down. That's for sure.
Talking about your flotation tanks, Joe Rogan's always on about them, and he does mushrooms while he's in it. And I don't mean with a frying pan. I mean the ones that send you a bit crazy in the head.
I don't really know who Joe Rogan is. I know the name. Who is? He's like an American podcaster, isn't he?
Yeah, he's one of the most popular podcasts in the world. He's been doing it.
Maybe we need to do some mushrooms in a flotation tank then and become popular. I don't think so.
I'd do fried mushrooms, have a fry up in a flotation tank. Now
Hang on a minute. You can't. No, you can't. No. You can't say he does mushrooms and then say not ones in a fry-up. And then the next time mushrooms are mentioned, and we're obviously talking about psilocybin and hallucinogenics, you can't then go, yeah, I do them in a frying pan, because you've diffused that joke already.
Oh, I'm just pointing out that I do like fried mushrooms.
No, but that you can't. But you're not allowed to point that out after you have totally taken the wind out of that joke. He can't do that, Kath.
He's done it. He's tried.
He can't do that.
I'm an amateur, Ian, and you're the pros.
Who are you? Just tell me. You're watching on the YouTube. Who are you on the YouTube?
Yeah. Which what?
Hello.
Yes.
Who are you on the YouTube?
I will type in what is my why.
Okay.
There you go. That's me.
We're just waiting for it. Right.
How
okay.
dearing me.
Okay, mate. Okay. Time out. Have a time out. You deserve that, buddy. Have a little think about what you've done there. Have a little think about that.
I'm going to start asking people's ages and putting them on for the minutes of their, like you do with kids.
You can't diffuse a joke and then do the joke. Can't. No. Evening, Jerry.
Hello.
Hello, Jerry.
How are you?
I believe your social worker has been in touch and has apologised.
Yeah, he's apologised. Still sorted, but it's been sorted.
Has it all been sorted?
It's in the process of.
There you go. Well, that's good. And people were having a go. I blocked some people because I've got a very low Twitter threshold now. And some people had a go at me for tweeting, including a regular contributor to the show, had a go at me for tweeting your plight and saying, well, that's not fair because that's going to put pressure on people and it means other people who've been waiting longer will get... So what? So no, it doesn't. This needs to be sorted out.
It's not my mistake.
It's exactly their mistake. So I blocked this bloke. I've got a real low. I've not been on Twitter for a week, and I've really enjoyed not being on Twitter.
I noticed. That's why I thought it was a problem.
No, I blocked it. I've deleted it from my phone, and so I blocked him. And then I got a long email. I've always been a supporter of yours, and I was very disappointed to find out that you blocked me. Well, I will continue to listen, but with a little less enthusiastic. Mate, you got blocked. So just deal with it.
Also, that's not going to help.
Just deal with it, for goodness sakes. This is right. This is my kingdom. And if someone says I don't like on Twitter, do you know what? I'm just going to block because I couldn't give a shit what you guys think.
And then people that come crawling to me thinking that I'm going to use my magical influence on Ian, I'm going to block you.
Yeah.
Your lady touch.
Oh.
By the way,
taint.
You're sounding brilliant again today, Jerry.
I've got a cold.
Well, I like it. Keep it. It's working for you. It's working.
Who's the best comedian telling religion jokes, do you think?
Who's the best comedian?
Best comedian telling religion jokes.
To tell what jokes?
Religion jokes.
Oh, Dave Allen, I suppose.
Yeah.
Dave Allen was a genius. Did you ever meet the guy?
Well, no, because he was really old and I'm quite young.
That's what matters.
When did Dave Allen die? I'm going to say 2001.
I'm not sure.
Oh, Kath's going to Google it because I'm pretty good at this kind of stuff. I'm going to say 2001.
Let's have a look at that. Oh no, 2005.
Oh, I was close though. I was close. Yeah, Dave Allen.
He was funny, wasn't he?
Well, yeah. I don't know.
He was a storyteller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a storyteller.
I was just thinking that.
And my story must be told.
In Germany, I'm Johann.
In
England, I am John.
No,
I just don't feel the show's really reached maximum velocity this evening, Jerry.
Who are we blaming?
Ian Collins, because I was listening to him for the last few nights and he's crap.
I'm giving up on him.
Yeah, good. It's boring. Boring.
Oh, I can't fall off my chair last night. That's why I said goodbye.
Did you actually? I thought you were doing a joke.
No, I didn't. I got excited on the chorus and spun round. and fell out of the chair.
Oh, Jerry.
But it was pretty windy, so I got up straight away.
Oh, man.
So Jimmy said, yeah, it was too genuine, that was.
Oh, I thought you were doing a joke.
No, it's good. I loved it.
I feel a bit guilty about it, but part of me wishes you'd filmed it.
No, I've got an interesting film.
Have you?
Including myself doing karaoke.
Yes.
Fell asleep. I got my screw in the care room down for 20 minutes till somebody answered me. It's a long film.
What is it? Hang on, what are you saying to me, boy?
I've got evidence that I'm not answering anybody being in the corridors.
You're starting to get a little bit mumbly. It's starting to become a little bit one note, which I imagine is what your karaoke sounds like as well.
I'm a good singer.
Yeah, he is.
I bet. Is he balls?
Sing us one.
Go on then, sing us one.
Take another call and come back to me.
No, don't direct the show. Sing us. A good singer is a good singer is a good singer. Sing us a song, boy.
Make myself comfortable. Got a dead leg.
You don't hear Tony Bennett complaining about a dead leg.
That's because you're dead.
Tony Bennett's not dead. Right, I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting him off. I'm not having that. Aye. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB. Access all radios.
Talk Radio. Give it some lip.
Brighten up your mornings and take a brilliant break with Mike Graham on Talk Radio with the Sun
We
Holiday
both
Shop.
Geordie.
I won't tolerate any dissent, guys. This is not a democracy.
For 3
This
hours,
is like my
packed
house.
full of fabulous features, great value guests, and quick-fire calls on all
Right.
of the day's top
It's my
talking
house,
points.
and you
Don't
are-
miss
Yeah,
Mike
but
Graham
you've been
every
lent-
weekday morning from
You've
10
given me
on
the
Talk
power.
Radio with the
You've
Sun
given me the
Holiday
key.
Shop.
I've-
Great value breaks all year round. Go to thesun.co.uk/holiday shop.
Attraction grabs us when we least expect it. In a glance, desire overtakes reason. Fortunately, the Renault Clio Urban Nav with 7-inch touchscreen, rear parking sensors and hands-free keycard now comes with 1 year's free insurance and 3 years 0% APR representative. The Renault Clio Urban Nav. A clever choice is always more attractive. Visit Renault.co.uk to find out more. Renault Finance subject to status over 18s. Order by March 30th. Register by June 30th. T's and C's apply. Participating dealers. Insurance provided by Allianz Insurance. Age 21 to 79. Visit Renault.co.uk/Clio Insurance.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes. At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade-quality building products. In February, we've got 15 litres of Leyland contract mat emulsion in brilliant white or magnolia for only £17.99 ex VAT. Now that's a real deal. We've got even more real deals and thousands of products in stock at Selco Builders Warehouse. To find your nearest branch, go to selcobw.com. We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
Can you think of a reason why you shouldn't apply for an Ocean credit card? There's a credit limit of up to £1,500. They send you texts so you keep control of your spending, and you can see if you'll be accepted before you apply at askocean.co.uk. Plus, checking won't affect your credit rating. But before you go and check, there's just one reason why you shouldn't. Because you've already got an Ocean credit card, right? Otherwise, get checking. Go to askocean.co.uk. Intelligent Lending Limited is a credit. Capital One is the lender.
Have I got PPI? Want to know if you've had PPI? Find out with our free PPI check. Emma received over £2,400 on her Barclays card.
I'd already attempted to claim back PPI, but with no success, so I wasn't hopeful when I first contacted Stanton Fisher, but I was pleasantly surprised.
With the claim deadline set for August 2019, text check to 80800 for your free PPI check.
Have I got PPI.com?
That's check to 80800.
The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking. Listen up, comrades of the world. Unite.
Our glorious leader, George Galloway.
You've got me.
All talk shows. Switchboard is
But you in timeout, mate. Put you in timeout. Have a good think about what you've done.
Well, you wait till you find out what I put in your tea.
Father of all talk shows with George Galloway. Tomorrow night from 7 on Talk Radio. Tiny Dino hands. The Late Night Alternative.
I'm going to block everyone.
Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
It turns out on YouTube, I can time out Katherine. I've only timed you out from the chat because you became a mod and you got a little bit carried away. So just for those 300 seconds, have a little think about what you've done and why you've done it.
When I go back in, people are going to know.
It's my YouTube channel. I can block.
You're going to be the first to know.
I can boot you out of it.
Oh, Sarah, very brave. I can still see it. And Camzab.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone
names.
number. Let's go to Matt. Good evening, Matt.
With all of these chat rooms, it's almost like school never ends. You get in trouble, you get put in the corner and time out. You have to think about it.
Exactly.
Write your name on the blackboard.
It's good for people to have a little think about what they've. Hey, oh God, Matt! You just reminded me because you're in America. I had my youngest for a couple of hours before I had to pick up the eldest from school, and I really didn't want to go out, so we just stayed and we finished the Toy Story 3 Xbox game, which is great. And then he said, "Oh, can we watch something? Can we watch Horrid Henry?" And I went, "Oh, I don't really want to watch Horrid Henry. Let's find something decent on Netflix," which is a task in itself. So we watched an episode of a program called Pompidou with Matt Lucas, which my kid absolutely loved. Very, very funny. And then, they've just put it on Netflix. You'll get this, Kath.
Yeah.
He wanted to watch the Peanuts movie. The dullest. And I said, we went to the pictures to see that and it was boring. He said, I don't remember it. I said, dude, it was boring. And I was trying to think, is there any other? It's a really dull film. And he watched it and it wound me up. Is there any other story, TV series, franchise that has 3 recognisable titles? Because it's Charlie Brown, Snoopy, or it's Peanuts. Mm-hmm. You say either of those things... No one really knows what it's called. I mean, it's Peanuts is what it's called, but no one really knows. And you say any of those 3 things, and people go, "Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about." Matt, is there anything else that's got 3 distinct titles?
No, that goes against every single branding and marketing rule as it is. I mean, when you think of all the other famous cartoon stuff too, it's Garfield. That's it. There's Garfield, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the first one that comes to mind. Dennis the Menace, same exact thing. I can't think of any that have all 3. And each of those 3, whether you say Charlie Brown, you could even add a 4th. You could say Lucy. I think in many cases, if you're talking in the cartoon sense, that could almost be one of them.
Well, I don't know. Possibly. I don't know if someone were to say, "Hey, do you fancy watching Lucy?" No. I think of I Love Lucy if someone said Lucy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But you're right. It's the 3 kind of vague titles. You're right. That's not branding. And I mean, because I know that Snoopy has a different. In America, it's treated differently. Over here, I thought it was boring, but you guys love it.
It still runs in papers every single day, even after Charles Schultz's death 20-something years later.
Yeah.
It still runs.
It's a strange old thing. Anyway, Matt, what you got for us tonight?
For sure. Hey, quick question. I am flying over to London on Monday and spending the month in the UK.
What?
I know. Don't customs. Don't put a bad word in for me. I'd appreciate that.
No, don't you worry.
No, I appreciate that. I was looking at the website. You guys were talking about Rabbit Hole tapings, and I know you guys are going to be in Brighton on the 10th.
Yep.
Are you going to be opening up any additional tickets or anything like that? Because I will take the train ride down and check out the show live if you guys end up doing that.
Do you know what? It's sold out, but I'm sure we could squeeze 1 in.
Oh, that would be awesome.
We can squeeze 1 in, Matt, but you will be part of the show.
I think, you know what, I'd be happy to take one for the team.
Wow.
In the name of content, I'd be more than happy to.
I don't know if that means the same thing in America as it means over here, but he said it. It's a legally binding contract.
Well, Whatever I have to do, I'm completely fine with that. You got to do what you got to do.
Matt, we will. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll be able to squeeze you in. Just remind me on the day or near the day or something, and I'll put your name on the door.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'm sure I'll be calling up when I'm over there anyway,
Right.
so we'll get that figured out. And
Nice one, Matt. Well, I look forward to shaking your hand.
I'm looking forward to meeting you guys. I'll talk to you guys next week when I'm in town.
Nice one, Matt. Thank you very much indeed. Right, we have to move that gig and not tell him, because that guy's a stalker. That guy is going to murder us. That is Mark Chapman all over again. And I'm John Lennon. And you're Yoko, so you'll be okay. But he's gonna shoot me.
I'll be quids in.
Hey, God, we gotta. Okay, guys, the Brighton gig is moving, but no one must tell Matt to when or to where. It'll be moving to Hove. And at the same, it'll be the same time. 0344 499 1000. If you want to watch the show, we're doing something a little bit different. We're on my YouTube channel. Do go and subscribe. YouTube.com/rabbithole. We've got more viewers right now than Limmy has got, which is a first for me, guys. It is an absolute first for me. We've got 200. He's got 186. Wowzers. And we're going to. I tell you why it's nice on YouTube, because we can. The chat is a little bit friendlier. Matthew is moderating the chat, and me and Kath are as well. And Periscope tends to get a little bit mean, but we will still do Periscope. I tell you why, because we get lots of nice random people, like those those wonderful ladies from California emailed me yesterday because they heard I was poorly.
Oh.
Just saying, we heard you were poorly and just hope you get well soon. It was nice, wasn't it? And we do get lots of nice randoms, like the guys from Egypt and things like that, just discovering us, which we won't get with the YouTube channel. But you know.
Well.
Well, no, but I like that. I like the fact that we get random people and we get people from around the world, and we get new listeners from it. We won't get new listeners from doing it on YouTube. But we're just going to play around. We'll do some Facebook stuff and all that kind of stuff. Doctors Bungle. Good news, you're not fatally ill. The bad news, you've spent all your savings.
Aye.
A woman given 5 years to live blew her savings before being told doctors had made a mistake. Jackie Dibb, 62, faces a penniless future after frittering away thousands of pounds on holidays and gifts for her family. Doctors said she had a deadly form of dementia, and she and husband Rob, 61, should enjoy the remainder of her life. But a year later, medics realised she actually had anxiety and depression. By then, flipping heck, the couple had emptied their pensions of £10,000. They spent £4,000 on a wet room. Oh. I don't like wet rooms.
Well.
I don't like wet rooms. £1,500 on a holiday. And £700 for a double-door American fridge.
Oh, sweet.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, you've only got a few years to live, so I suggest you enjoy yourself. Let's go and buy a fridge. Let's get some white goods.
Yeah, let's get one of those ones where you can get the like the ice in like the front of the door and all that.
I had one of those big American fridges. They're great.
I know, but once one bit goes, you've had it, haven't you?
Yeah,
it's like buying one of them TV DVDs.
Yeah. Rob said, we spent shed loads adapting the home, going on trips, you name it. Fridges? Yeah. People advised me to just give her whatever she wanted while she could still enjoy it. But she never even had dementia, the ungrateful cow. Jackie first went to a doctor after her behaviour started to become erratic. A CT scan at Hull Royal Infirmary led to neurologists diagnosing frontal temporal dementia. But 345 days later, a PET scan revealed she did not have the illness. The couple who live in the city have since received an apology.
It's not funny, really. It's quite bad.
Rob, who retired early to look after Jackie, is furious that his wife is going to stay alive. He said, We were handed a death sentence. They said she had 5 to 7 years left.
Well, that's quite a long time.
In the apology letter, there are 24 excuses, but not a reason why this happened. But if I sue the NHS, that might be another incubator not on a ward and a kid who wouldn't have a fighting chance. Well, no, you just get chucked out of court. You said my wife was going to die in 5 to 7 years' time, and we bought a really expensive American fridge, and not just is it expensive, it really sucks electricity out of the wall. I'm going to sue you guys. Yeah, but your wife's not going to die. I know, but the fridge, man!
Do you know what King Solomon would do? Do you remember that thing he did with the baby?
Yes, he chopped it in half,
He
and he gave one
threatened to.
half to one mum and one half to the other mum.
He threatened to. The real mum
Oh, I
says, no, you
remember
can
it.
just have the baby. So what they should do is, okay, yeah, you're right. We'll kill your wife.
Yeah, he should do. Well, King Solomon should offer to cut the freezer
In half.
or the wife, and whichever one he chooses means he's the mum of the baby. Is that right? Who wrote the Bible's like the Bible is like, I don't want to say bullshit,
No.
but it's
Some of it is kind of what do you call it? The parables. They're stories to try and sort of show you the way.
but 2,000 so if 2,000 years ago to this very day, Jesus was 18. Imagine teenage Jesus, just because he was only miraculous for like the real end of his life. He wasn't like a miraculous child.
He was.
He didn't do miracles, and that's what miraculous means. He came from.
He was miraculous in that he wasn't a pain.
His conception was a miracle, but he didn't do any miracles. I've got this right, haven't I? My loyal Christian. We'll talk about Billy Graham in a bit as well. I think my mum went to see Billy Graham. Yeah, Billy Graham. Okay, right. Billy, thoughts on the gays? Okay. Billy, thoughts on race? Okay. Billy Graham's son. What was I talking about?
Bible.
Yeah. So I think I've got this right. He didn't do miracles until it was literally like the last 18 months. It was after he went into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights. But it was like the last 18 months of his life. He's like, you cripples and wine and all that.
He hit
all that
his sweet
stuff.
spot.
He did. But up until then, he was
Fishing.
but he was just struggling with identification. He didn't really know who he was. As is the case for a lot of kids who don't know their
He
dads.
wasn't fishing, was he? He worked for his dad. He was a carpenter.
He was a carpenter, but he would have gone fishing as well. Probably would have fishing at the
Told him how
weekend.
to do it, didn't he?
Would have gone fishing at the weekend. Who's your Jesus?
My Jesus. Oh, that fella, Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
Thingy.
Yeah, Robert Powell.
Robert
Powell is my Jesus.
He's a Salford lad, I know.
Is he? He's good. I liked him.
Wouldn't have worked in that accent though, would it?
No, Robert Powell is. They say your Jesus is the one that you kind of grew up with, and so we can date me. But I would say Tom Baker, I would say Roger Moore, and I'd say Robert Powell.
Yeah, Robert Powell. Although the Jim Caviezel one was hot, but you're not supposed to think that way of the Lord and Saviour.
I suppose not. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We're just talking nonsense, and it is that kind of, just another hour of this to go. I just can't really.
Right, they can still hear you.
I know. I just lost the will to live. I thought, God, another hour of this. Okay, fine, we can do it. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're listening to the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, her Katherine Boyle on talkRADIO. You can listen on DAB. You can download the app, dear listener, or of course you can go to talkradio.co.uk.
Talk Radio. Talk and entertainment across the nation.
Talk Radio.
Give it some lit.
Now's the time to upgrade your old clubs for new. The original
Treat
double
yourself.
value trade-in is back at American Golf with stock of all the latest brands, impartial advice and
it's not
free,
spoiling,
no
huh?
obligation
Oh,
custom fitting. Now's the time to double the value of your existing clubs when you trade in for new. The double value trade-in at American Golf. We exist to improve your game. With over 120 stores nationwide, find your nearest store now at americangolf.co.uk. Conditions apply.
What are you up to? Listening to the radio?
Are you gonna bingo? Wait for a bus, but are you gonna bingo? Go black cool, but are you gonna bingo? Stand in the field, but are you gonna bingo? All I wanna know is are you gonna bingo? Little ducks, are you gonna bingo? Legs 11, are you gonna bingo? Two fat ladies, are you gonna bingo? All I wanna know is are you gonna bingo? Everyone's a winner with Sun Bingo. Spend £10 and get a guaranteed prize every day. 18 plus. T's and C's apply. Bonus prizes are non-withdrawable. Please gamble responsibly.
With a 7-inch touchscreen, DAB radio and Apple CarPlay, the Abarth 595 Trofeo keeps you connected to your life. And with agile handling and 160 horsepower, it connects you to the road. The Abarth 595
Yes, I can hear the adverts without the headphones because once the microphones are off, the studio speakers broadcast.
Performance connected. Personal contract hire. Initial rental 1990. 48-month term. 6,000 miles per annum till 31st 3rd 18. Subject to status. Participating dealers.
Hello, Jeff.
Live
I got
on
your
Sky
email.
Sports.
Yes, sorry.
We're up and running. Watch Britain's #1 female golfer Charlie Hull in all 5 majors. Teeing off with the ANA Inspiration.
Just the start that Charlie Hull was looking for.
Can Wasps defend their title in the Vitality Netball Super League?
I'll show you, Tina. It's this.
It's tough. And watch the Red Roses defend their crown in the Women's Six Nations Rugby.
It's not the Grand Slam for England.
All the action. Live on Sky Sports. Feel it all.
I did see
You
that.
started your
Jeff.
business
Yes,
with
very
courage.
funny, thank you.
A bold step to do things your way. When it gets tough, it's your restless
How's
determination.
the
to keep
sound
going.
and picture?
We get it, because we're restless too. Running a business isn't easy, but with AXA, protecting it is. Imagine tailoring your insurance to your needs. Whether you're a plumber or an accountant, we can help you choose the cover that helps you take on tomorrow. Search AXA Business Stories. We're restless for a reason. Terms and conditions apply.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Silly.
On the hour news headlines.
Police are treating a package sent to St James
silly.
Palace as a racist hate crime. It was reportedly addressed to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and as Sky's royal correspondent Rhiannon Mills explains, it also contained a white substance.
The substance was tested and confirmed as non-suspicious. Officers are also investigating allegations of malicious communications, and this is the new bit, which relates to the same package.
2 brothers aged 2 and 6 have been killed in a hit and run in the West Midlands. They were hit by a car on MacDonald Road in Stoke this afternoon. A 53-year-old man and a 41-year-old woman have been arrested. President Trump has announced ways to crack down on who can own guns.
We're going to do strong background checks. We're going to work on getting the age up to 21 instead of 18. And we're going to be focusing very strongly on mental health, because here's a case of mental health.
He's been speaking in the wake of the Florida school shooting, which left 17 people dead. The president's been under pressure from campaigners to toughen up America's gun laws. Earlier, he'd suggested some teachers should carry a weapon in the classroom. Haiti has temporarily banned Oxfam from operating there. It's after allegations that some of its workers in the country were involved in sexual misconduct following the 2010 earthquake. And a major study which shows that antidepressants do work has been welcomed across the medical profession. Over 500 trials worldwide, which included 21 commonly prescribed pills, found they were all more effective than dummy ones. Marjorie Wallace is head of the mental health charity SANE. She says often pills are best first option.
If there is something that can work on the neurotransmitter systems and lift a person's mood, then that can actually save their lives. And then they can go on to talking therapies, exercise, and all the other things that are advocated.
For your weather now, we're all in for a largely dry...
I do remember that, Paul, I do.
Breezier in the northwest with the chance of coastal wind and
Everyone's,
showers in
we're
East
losing
Anglia.
fucking viewers because of
Yep.
you.
Yep. But they've been disciplined. They've got to learn.
We have ways of making you talk.
Let's go to Morgan. Good evening, Morgan.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 fella. What you got for us?
I'm just like a little one. So we're talking about religion here.
Yeah.
Anyone ever thought Jesus was an illusionist?
Yeah.
It's because everything he's done, magicians have practically done.
Well, okay. For example.
Right, Dynamo, walking on water.
Yeah.
I know I don't know the names of magicians, but I've seen it on like YouTube and
Okay.
stuff.
Which magician have you seen healing the lame?
But then that's just a story.
Well, I got to... Right. Well, you can't... So is the walking on water part only a story? You can't pick and choose the miracles that you want to attribute to magicians.
Of course, but then at the same time, the stuff that we've recently seen has been documented on film, whereas it hasn't been documented in the Bible.
Well, no, I don't believe that Jesus did any of the things that are in the Bible. But you're the one that phoned in and said Jesus was a magician, and magicians today have done everything that he's done. And yet the first example I throw at you go, oh no, but he didn't do that.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know he did that. Right, I'll be honest.
You didn't know that he healed. You didn't know that Jesus healed the lame.
Is the lame a cripple?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's just the wording used. Yeah.
Well, that's the wording from the Bible. He heals the lame.
Well, yeah, but then
how could you not know what lame means? Because it's cool up there.
Because I'm 16 years old.
What, you use the word cripple? That's weird.
No, but the only reason I let the word cripple go is because they use it in the Bible. They say cripples.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And the lepers.
Yeah. But so okay. So which magician have you seen feeding the 5,000 with 3 loaves and 2 fishes?
I haven't seen anyone do that, but I've seen a bunch of magicians change things into other alternative things.
I like rabbits.
Like rabbits, or the rabbits will have that. Or you see, like on Britain's Got Talent, when that person, from literally doing something to his fingers, pulled a dove out of his hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jesus never did that. It could be argued that magicians are better than Jesus.
Or it could be argued magicians are Jesus.
It could do. I tell you what, I mean, I don't. I know some people take the Bible as literal documentation of what happened. If Jesus existed, I'm sure he was a sound, cool guy who, spoke a lot of sense, and that was that. I mean, well, isn't the loaves and fishes? Isn't there? There's an explanation. It's so long since I've read the Bible, and I've read it. Certainly bits of it. I used to be well into the Bible when I was a kid. I used to go to Sunday school and Wednesday club. Used to know the order of all of the books of the New Testament. We used to play a game, right? And it was me and Fiona King would win it every time when it was like 9 at Wednesday club. You'd have to, what was it? It was...
Christian soldiers.
Yeah, soldiers, stand to attention. Sheathe your swords. That was it. So you had the Bible in your right hand. Sheathe your swords, and you had to put it under your left arm. Raise your swords, and you put it above your head. And they'd say... they'd give you a passage in the Bible and you had to be the first person to find it and read it out. Me and Fiona King, boom, every single time. Fiona King, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's not a joke, her older brother was called Wayne. And every time me and Fiona would just, boom, we'd get that, we'd know that. And it's crap. But isn't there, it's so long since I've read it, there is an explanation in the Bible for the loaves and fishes. It's sleight of hand.
Or is it, when we say that there were that many people and there were only a few loaves, we mean that there weren't really enough to go around and people shared?
I thought there was like an actual passage in the Bible where it was they explained it, where they said it was a little bit of subterfuge. I don't remember it.
But then, as well as that, could the stories be over-exaggerated?
Of course they're over-exaggerated. And also, they're picked and chosen by people, but bits that didn't fit in with the way they wanted Christ to be presented weren't included.
Also, it was word of mouth. I mean, half of this stuff happened when people were there as witnesses who couldn't read or write. So it was only centuries later that it got written down by someone who
Well,
had
hang
a
on
best guess.
Well, hang on a minute. Because it was written, am I right? It was the Dead Sea Scrolls, which is what the Bible is based on, isn't it? Is that what the Dead Sea Scrolls? That's the Old Testament.
I think so, yeah.
What's the New?
Yeah. The New Testament is everything with Jesus in it. The Old
Yeah,
Testament.
no, I know that, but they are from ancient. They are from ancient texts.
Right.
No, they are from ancient texts.
The Old Testament is the Torah.
Right. Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. The Dead Sea Scrolls, but then. The New Testament, because I've heard a thing on Radio 4 about this about a year ago, less than a year ago. The New Testament I think, was written in Greek. I think it was written, majority of it was written in ancient Greek, because there's that lost chapter about Judas. There's a whole chapter about Judas.
There's loads in the Vatican
Yeah.
that they've taken out.
But what I'm saying is that these were texts that were found, and I think they were written in ancient Greek, and that is what the New Testament is kind of based on. And then they were translated by scholars, and then they were edited, and there was an argument in this documentary about it was one specific word which totally changed the whole meaning of Jesus. Was he good or bad? And it was all based on that.
I know there was a lot of conjecture as to his relationship with Mary Magdalene, and that a lot of that's been taken out. And there was a bit where it said that she was his wife, and another that she was his companion.
But they found, right? This is what I heard. Someone will know better than me, Morgan, but possibly not, because I'm a very wise man. They found the New Testament, right? What became the New Testament in Egypt. I'm there. I've got it. I'm there. It's either Egypt or Spain. I'm going to say Egypt. I'm only saying Spain just in case. But in Egypt, right? They found it in like this monastery, right? In Egypt, right? And the monks had it for like years and years and years and years, and they don't even know how it got there, right? And loads of it was in bins. It was in bins. They're all in bins. And this dude went there, and that's it. Because it's being put all back together for the first time ever. Egypt, got it. So this dude, this like Spanish dude, found it in Egypt, and it was all in just like bins and stuff. And he went, "You guys doing anything with that?" And they went, "No, we don't know what that is." And they went, "Oh yeah, I'll take that." And so he took it, and that's why the oldest. I've got it. I'm back, Morgan. I'm back in the room. If you say it with conviction, people will believe you. The oldest version of the New Testament is spread across Egypt. There's a couple of pages of it in Britain, and it's in Spain. I'm absolutely spot on.
Okay.
I'm absolutely spot on. Unless you've Googled something and found something different. Good go. Honestly, it's true. I heard it on a Radio 4 documentary. So, but it'll be nice if it was true, wouldn't it, Morgan? But I don't believe it. The world would be better without religion.
The fundamental thing of it is quite groovy.
Yep.
You know, that there's always hope and that you can change and that it's all about, not being horrible to each other.
Yeah.
But then that's probably what it was. Maybe everyone was in revolt and they needed something to cause order. Hence Moses and the Stones.
Moses and the Stones.
They were a great band.
But when they got rid of Moses, and when Moses died in that swimming pool in mysterious circumstances, and Mick took over, that's when they really went into overdrive. Hey, nice one, Morgan. Thank you, mate. It's always good to kick ideas around and stuff like that. So thank you.
That's right.
Ta-ta. There we go. He's only 16. He's a bright lad, that boy. Very, very bright lad. I like that. Most intelligent call we've had tonight. 0344 499 1000. Mick and Jeremy, stay there. Come to you after this.
Talk Radio.
It's a really good programme on Radio 4. I've got
Organic
most of the facts wrong.
But the essential, the spirit of it.
The vibe is there.
Listening to the radio.
Are you sure you're not thinking
Are you
of
gonna bingo?
Indiana Jones?
No.
Go black cool, but are you gonna bingo? Stand in the field, but are you gonna bingo? All I wanna know is are you gonna bingo? Little ducks, are you gonna bingo? Legs 11, are you gonna bingo? Two fat ladies,
This is great, this advert.
all I wanna know is are you gonna
I was thinking of
bingo?
my mate with his
Everyone's a winner
gambling
with Sun
problems,
Bingo.
probably the best
Spend
earworms
£10
ever.
and get a guaranteed prize every day. 18 plus. T's and C's apply. Bonus prizes are non-withdrawable. Please gamble responsibly.
How does NCS make me feel?
When I see Mum and Dad's faces as I tell them I'm cooking tonight, it's like, yes!
When I perform CPR and save that man's life, who cares if he's plastic? It's like, oh yeah.
When I realise I'm not scared of heights, I love them. It's like, woohoo!
In a word, NCS makes me feel unstoppable. Search NCS to find out more.
At British Gas, we have everything you need for when winter does its worst. Don't forget, you can get up to £100 to treat yourself when you buy selected home care products online by the 28th of February. Home care boiler cover starts from as little as £12
Right, I think
a
I've got it
month.
slightly wrong,
That's
but
less
the
than
Dead Sea
40 a
Scrolls
day,
Visited.
and includes a
Listen to
yearly
it. Brilliant.
service. Search British Gas Home Care. Terms and
Absolutely
conditions
brilliant.
apply.
Right.
Uncut,
Let's have a listen
after
to it.
hours
We're not there.
conversation
Okay, so
for the
Jesus
up all
tomorrow.
night generation. The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Right, I think the Radio 4 documentary I was referencing is The Dead Sea Scrolls Revisited, which is on the BBC iPlayer website. So, go and have fun. Hosted by Roger Bolton.
The good news is, you may have maligned Jesus, but if you're very sorry, he'll forgive you.
That's the thing, and that's the other thing about Christianity. I can be like a murderer and a rapist and a necrophiliac and a taint toucher and all of this stuff. And then I'm dying, right, of syphilis. You know how syphilis kills you? Do you know it kills you?
Yeah, it drives you crackers.
But then do you know how? Do you know what it does? The actual process that syphilis undertakes in the body. It's nuts. It's tiny little worms in your brain, and they corkscrew through your brain.
Oh my God.
They corkscrew through your brain. So I could be dying of syphilis and murder. I could be dying of all the murders I've done. And then just on my last breath, I go, oh, but please forgive me. Please forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Boom, straight up to heaven.
No, but you have to really mean it.
Yeah, no, I mean it. No, I mean it. I think you're thinking of the Father Christmas and the naughty or nice list.
They know each other.
Evening, Mick.
You all right, Paul?
I'm all right, Mick. What you got for us?
Well, we're on about God and Jesus.
Yes.
Well, my mother, she used to meet God every week. I used to hear her in my bedroom. She used to be shouting, God, I'm coming.
Oh, God.
That's your mother. Michael, that is your mother you're talking about. Your mother.
But
you're talking about your mother achieving a sexual climax. Are you happy with that conversation?
Is that what it were?
Unbelievable. That's his mother. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but we all know about his mother.
Well, I mean, fair play. Yes, exactly. Good evening, Jeremy.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Jeremy. What have you got for us tonight?
Not too much, really. A long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hey, nice one, man. How long have you been listening for?
Well, the first time I listened was I was a podcaster, and I was flicking through, and I found your one that was a DJ-less podcast.
Oh.
So you weren't actually on it.
Yeah,
it's the best one.
It's all downhill from there, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it was very confusing at first, but then I listened to the back catalogue and went back to it, and it all made sense.
Okay, well, I'm glad you. I think that's a good place to start. That's one of my favourite ones. So I'm glad you found it.
Oh yeah. Are you planning on doing that again?
Do you know I was going to do it last week, and then for whatever reason we didn't do it. But
the vibe wasn't right, was it?
You got to get the vibe right, Jeremy, with something like that. And I'd sorted out some really good music to play underneath it and stuff. And we're going to do one soon. I'm all ready to go. I just need the atmosphere to be right.
Yeah, I think you've built up the right characters now for it.
Well, we've got so many, since doing that nonsense in Australia last year, we've got so many new callers and new voices, and we've got the old regulars, and we've got the new regulars, and we've got the new kind of casuals. The new casuals is a great name for a 60s group. We were the casuals, then we became the new casuals. Yes, but it might not work. If we do it again, it might not work. I generally don't like to go back and do stuff that I've done before, but it was... The reason I did that is because I tried to do it years ago at another radio station. It didn't work, and it bugs me for 10 years. So we got it right this time.
Well, you half did it with Jonathan the other night, anyway.
Oh, as well. Well, it's a joy when you can just be quiet and let you lot do the work. I still get paid. I still get paid the same amount of money. It's not per word, I found out recently. So I'm going to take it easy from now on.
Well, that's all right then, isn't it?
That's all right then. What have you got for us tonight, Jeremy?
Did you hear the story about Marmite turning white?
I'm intrigued. Continue.
So, apparently, I read this a while ago, and I've not Googled it to find out if it's true or not, but apparently there was a man in prison, and he spent his time eating Marmite with a spoon or something like that, and it turned from black to white.
Right.
And Mr. Marmite, the founder of Marmite Empire, found out about this and invested a lot of money to find out why. And he never did find out why. I just wondered, does it still work with the Tesco yeast extract, or is it just a Marmite thing?
Right, hang on a minute.
Not beaten any to find out.
So you're saying if you eat Marmite with a spoon, it turns white?
Oh, no, you're saying beet.
Oh, beat it.
Beat it.
Oh,
yeah, you have to like whisk it.
Oh, I've had white Marmite. Oh no, that's just when I mix it with margarine. If I spread the margarine quite thick. Gosh, isn't that interesting?
Some kind of chemical reaction going on in there.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on there. I fancy a bit of a cheese and Marmite sandwich now. Oh, I fancy that. Really do. Well, I don't know. I wonder what's happening. That's the first I've heard of that, Jeremy. But 12:20 on Talk Radio Thursday night is the best place for this kind of important topic to be raised.
If someone's at home and you have some Marmite handy, I mean, have a little go.
I tell you, how long do you reckon you have to beat it for?
Well, the guy was in prison who did it, so I imagine it might be years.
Well, okay. I was going to say, if someone's got some Marmite and they want to beat it on
air,
if anyone wants to phone up and beat it on air, we would take your call right now. 0344 499 1000. We'll see what happens, Jeremy.
Okay, keep me informed.
Nice one, man. Thank you very much indeed. Wow. If someone wants to beat it on air, I will.
I mean, the name of science. We're all
happily listen to that. So Billy Graham. I don't know a lot about the guy. Surprised by the amount of coverage his death got. I was surprised by that. I think my mum went to see Billy Graham in the 60s.
Yeah, I remember when I used to go to Sunday school, Billy Graham was coming to Manchester at some point, and it was like Michael Jackson was visiting. Well, not quite, but you know what I mean.
When Billy Graham preached the final sermon of his visit to London, the army had to be called in to control crowds at Wembley Stadium. More than 120,000 people had come to see him. Aerial footage showing the coaches they had arrived in packed so tightly in the vast car park that they looked like cobblestones. It was the biggest Christian event of its kind in UK history, and decades after the 1954 trip, religious leaders said the charismatic Americans' visit had inspired a whole generation of the faithful to become ministers. I suppose it was kind of unique. You know, people hadn't seen that kind of thing before.
I can't remember what religion generally in this country was like. You know, it was quite staid. Our church was just like be polite and pass the vol-au-vents, really. So to go somewhere where he's quite showbiz, wasn't he? He was bringing that kind of Southern Baptist flavour to things. It was a big event.
In January 1991, George Bush Sr. invited him to spend the night at the White House the day before American-led forces began bombing Iraq. That's a strange fact. In the 90s, Gerald Ford, who was president from 74 to 77, described the preacher's power in the same way. He said, whenever you were with Billy, you had a special feeling that he was there to give you help and guidance. I don't know. I don't really know. I want to ask my mum if she... I think my mum probably had a crush on him. I think he's quite sexy.
Well, yeah, he was...
Sexy man.
He was a superstar, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I've run out of vibe for the last 35 minutes of the show. So I don't quite know... there's not really a lot of other stories. There's not really a lot of stories. Oh, this is a good one. By the way, they're being rude about you on YouTube. You might want to...
They're not really. But one more from Brownie and he's going to get banned.
Do it. Go on. Don't ban him. I don't want any bannings. Time out.
Well, he's had about 3.
Time out. Go on, time him out now.
3 warnings and, you know, it's straight to bed.
I don't want you banning anybody.
Well then.
Time him out. I'll allow that.
No, I'm just watching.
Okay.
I'm going to reward the good behaviour.
Okay. A dodgy wedding snapper has been sued by a second couple who had to repeat their entire ceremony. And another 13 newlyweds complained about the photographer who's... Oh, no, dude.
What?
Who zoomed in on bridesmaids' boobs and bums.
Oh.
It's got to be said, wedding photography is the biggest scam of all time, isn't it? We, I mean, our wedding, I mean, I don't remember how much we spent on our wedding photos.
Ah, our photographer did exactly the opposite of what we asked him to.
Right.
And who's going to say, hang on, we agreed on
Ours
this?
wasn't, ours was like, it was like 1,500 quid or a couple of grand or I don't know, something like that. And they weren't great. And we were really lucky that my brother-in-law is a brilliant photographer and was there snapping as well. I hate all of those staged photos. Oh, God, we had loads of those. And we kept going, I don't really think this is right. And we missed out on loads of the wedding because we were stood on a bridge. Emma Hewitt and hubby Gareth, 36, paid 600 quid, all right, well, to hire the David Kilcourse for a £14,000 ceremony with 70 guests at the Village Hotel in Ashton-under-Lyne, Greater Manchester. 6 months later, he said they would not get photos due to hard drive failure. Oh, mate!
Well, everyone's got cameras these days. I'm sure you probably get better ones from them, wouldn't you?
They were so upset they held a second £4,000 due with a different photographer. Emma, 34, again put on her white dress. Oh, I won't bother with that. And along with 35 guests, staged a ceremony with the registrar at the Rochdale Town Hall. The men rehired suits and the pair paid for food and bussed in friends and family. Emma, a tutor assessor, said, we now have an album to cherish.
That you'll never look at.
You haven't, yeah, well, exactly. And it become an embarrassment when you get divorced. And it's not pictures of your wedding. It's pictures of the day you dressed up and played silly buggers.
Mm. My auntie had a pervy wedding photographer. I was only about 14, and he did some very rude gestures to me when we were supposed to be getting our photos
Really?
taken. Yeah, he did that tongue thing at me.
Dirty bastard.
I know. Horrible, isn't it?
A court told Kilcourse 40 to pay them money back, but he still owes them money. He has now quit weddings. On Monday, the Sun told how Steph and Paul Unwin got just 11 shots of the groom, but 96 of the bridesmaids.
Oh!
Another bride, Michelle Gabbett, wrote on Facebook, I got a set of photos, but I have none of me and my husband. Yeah,
That's outrageous.
It's the biggest scam going. Wedding photographers. I mean, the amount of money. And then, and also, what I don't get as well, because it's all digital now. So you pay a load of money, and you have to go online and choose the photos you want.
Yeah.
And you kind of think, and you've got to pay to get them printed, of course, right? And then you've got to pay to get a certain amount sent to you digitally without the watermark. And you kind of think, you've got all the photos, right? We've agreed that we're going to buy 50 prints, right? Pay for that. Just send me the digital photos. What are you going to do with them? So you've got 250 photos there, all in JPEG. Send them to me. What are you going to do with it? Take the watermark off and send them over, you tight money-grabbing git.
Yeah.
What is that about? What's he going to do with them?
Well, because I think they're frightened that they're becoming obsolete now.
Right, if someone wants to... Right, here we go. Now that I can legally marry people, in every sense of the word, well, not quite, but now that I can legally marry people as like a pastor, I can do that, and I'll come and do the wedding photographs as well. And I'll do the whole thing for 250 quid plus dinner. But I want dinner in a separate room. I don't want to sit with you. I don't want to sit that long. I want... Yeah, you got to feed the photographer.
I don't think I fed him.
We had to feed our photographer. And you go, well, yeah, feed him. No, because it's like £86.27 a head.
No. My dad was paying for the wedding, and every time someone said they couldn't come, he did a little dance.
Flipping it. I will marry you, and I will photograph you. That sounds a bit pervy, doesn't it? I will photograph you, then I will marry you. I will come and conduct your wedding, and I will photograph you for £250.
Yeah, although it's a lot of pressure. You get a bride...
On who?
You.
What? No, it's not.
You get a bridezilla who says you ruined her wedding day because you made her look ugly.
I was in the jungle. She's lucky to get me. And I'll do it on my phone. I will take the pictures on my phone. I'll email them to you that day, and you can have all of them. I will do that, and it will be better than anything you spending 200, 2 grand, 3 grand. I will do it for 250 quid. I'll take them on my phone. I'll up the resolution. I will email them to you that day. You will have over 50 quality pictures of your wedding and of me taking the wedding, and I'll wear a GoPro. And you can have all of that shit.
Alternatively, get a proper mate to do it for you.
Or alternatively, get stuffed. And I hope your wedding sucks, and I hope you get divorced. I hope he runs off with the best man, and she runs off with the bridesmaids, unless they're related. But cousins is okay. But I just hope your wedding is a disaster. I hope you have a really miserable time, and I hope you're really unhappy for the rest of your life. Let's go to the ads.
Across the UK, online and on DAB, the Independent Republic of Mike Graham on talkRADIO.
Blasted rhetoric from the Banana Republic for people who think capital punishment isn't going nearly far enough. Join me, the Reverend Mike Graham. Revolutionary, rebellious, rebuilt, rebranded.
Dangerous mid-morning debate with the great dictator.
The Independent Republic of Mike Graham.
This morning from 10
on talkRADIO.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. On air and off the leash.
On talkRADIO.
Anyone can do photography now. Anyone can do it. You just need a smartphone. Don't need a digital camera. Forget that. Just get your phone out. Snap. Put a filter on it.
Snapchat, bit of fun.
Put a filter on it. I like the filter that makes it look like an old Kodak. You want to be a complete twonk, then do it black and white. I don't care. And then you send it, email it to the man and lady getting married, and that is it. That's all you need to do. I've chosen the best 250 pictures, and you can look at them, but they're watermarked, so even if you printed them, it would have the name of my business over them, so you can kiss my ass. Wow. Get stuff, photographers. This is it. The revolution begins here. If you know a professional photographer, tell them that they're easy money, easy street, a gravy train, canoe journey is coming to a rather uncomfortable, sticky end. And that end is the mobile telephone camera picture thing. And then they can shove it right up there in their dark rooms. They don't even have dark rooms anymore. You know what the dark rooms are for? That's for fondling and frottage. And now they don't even have that. So they go to weddings to get their kicks. They're all pervert. Every photographer is a pervert, is a deviant of some kind, and should not be allowed near equipment.
It doesn't just end with the photographs, though.
No.
Then you've got to choose the album. Or do you want the leather one that looks like a Bible? Or do you want one that looks like, it's really, really old? No, just put it in a plastic one.
I'm going to say I will not be doing albums. That is up for you guys. Yeah. I will not be doing albums for my... I will not be doing albums. I can't be bothered with that. I just can't be bothered.
You'll be doing about 10 a day anyway, won't you?
Yeah.
You'll be lucky if you get your own photos.
No. I'm going to do one wedding I'm going to do one wedding just to show photographers what slimy little shits they are. And my wedding photos will be better than anybody's wedding photos that you could get. And then they can all just go and jump off a cliff, take a running jump off of a cliff and stick their telephotos right up their jacksies. So that's that done.
Okay, there we go. Happy wedding.
And that is that done. There we go.
Feel better for that.
I do actually, yeah. Our mobiles buzz 93 times a day. 0344 499 1000. It's no wonder many of us are addicted to... I've got rid of Twitter off my phone. I've got rid of Facebook off my phone.
So you never look at them on your phone? Yeah, you just go via the...
Hello, Paul Ross. Hello, mate. Feeling much better, thank you, yes. I look at them occasionally, but I don't... Now that they're not on my phone, I'm not so compelled. It is no wonder... And I didn't post the whole time I was off on Twitter, and it felt wonderful. It is no wonder many of us are addicted to our mobile phones. They're being flooded with 33,800 messages and alerts a year. A year? A week? That means we are dealing with an average of 93 messages and notifications every day. Be they from friends, family, or an app. What stupid sentence. Be they from friends, family, or an app? Be they? This is the Wurzels. What does Wurzel mean?
A turnip.
Does it really?
Yeah.
So turnip gummidge and the turnips.
Yeah.
Checking all this information takes up a lot of our time, about 22 full days a year or 26 minutes a day. 26 minutes a day, you nuts? Have you seen kids on phones? The survey found a contributing factor behind the surge in messages is the rise of group chats on platforms such as WhatsApp and Facebook. Britons are members of 6 chat groups on average. I'm not a member of any chat groups. How many chat groups are you in?
Well, I keep getting added to really annoying WhatsApp ones and just muting them for a year. So sorry anyone who's waiting for a response from me, because you ain't going to get one.
While 2% are members of 50 groups. 50 groups or more?
No, too many.
Rising to 7% of those aged 18 to 24. Those in this age group have phones that buzz far more often. It's just so many numbers. I saw these numbers. Let's take a call. Good evening, Albin.
Hello, Ian Tikanis.
Oh, Polikala.
Mr. Tikanis.
Now you were whose dad were you?
Jamal's father, Ian.
Okay, yes. And of course you are Greek, but last week when you called in, you had a very heavy Indian accent.
I've only just finished my Kalamat olives, Ian.
Okay, this guy definitely is Greek.
Greek.
This guy definitely is Greek.
Ian, let me tell you, I'm phoning to help you today.
Okay, lovely.
Because you're asking about Marmite, right?
Yes.
I've got some Marmite.
Yes.
You want me to beat it?
Yeah, actually, I do. I really do.
Do I beat it in jar, or do I get some out?
I think you need to get some out and put it in a bowl and see if can you beat it in a bowl.
Because Ian, I don't want to waste all of it. You know, it costs more than £1.
Yeah. Well, you can eat it.
Why don't you put it in a teacup?
You want a dessert spoon. Have you got a dessert spoon?
Well, tablespoon?
Tablespoon will do. Yeah, tablespoon will do.
Ian, what is the difference between dessert spoon and tablespoon?
Dessert spoon is bigger.
Really?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, dessert spoon is bigger.
Really? No.
Whoa, teaspoon is the smallest. Then sugar spoon.
Then dessert spoon, then tablespoon.
No, wait. Dessert spoon is bigger than a tablespoon. Anyway.
Okay. It's quite difficult to mix it. It's quite solid.
Yes. Okay.
Marmite.
Yep.
Hey, Ian, while I'm beating, I tried to call you.
Hang on a second. Sorry, Albin. Catherine, what did you say?
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you very much indeed. I know my spoons. Anyway, carry on, Albin. Yes.
So I tried to call yesterday, but this person called Rupert was on the radio.
Right. Okay.
And I was wondering, this Rupert Hound.
Yes, Rupert Hound. Yes.
Who is this person, Ian? As in.
No, I'm writing another picture.
Hang on a second, Catherine, please. We have to take your first answer. Dessert spoon is bigger than the tablespoon.
Tablespoon, dessert spoon.
I don't want to look at the pictures because you said I was right.
No.
Right.
Wrong. Sorry, Albin. Crack on.
No, Kath is thinking of a serving spoon. Please carry on.
I'm mixing with some big spoon. I'm not sure if dessert or.
It doesn't matter what spoon it is. Just beat off.
I'm beating.
I want you to beat off for me.
Well, I was thinking, Ian, before you get into more innuendo, I was thinking that this Rupert guy, Hound, from yesterday.
Yes.
Is he from Sherlock Holmes? Who is this person?
What makes you think he's from Sherlock Holmes?
Well, is he from the Baskervilles?
Because of the Hound.
The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Yes.
This is it.
Yes, this is it. No, no.
Okay.
He's from Huckleberry.
Huckleberry. Finn.
Hound.
Hound. Okay, I am mixed. I think we better go back to mixing.
Okay, are you beating it?
No, you
well, I'm finding it difficult to beat. Maybe I should put it in microwave.
Yeah, okay. You put it in the microwave, Albin, and you let us know how that goes. Dear God. Oh, yeah. Good evening, Dan.
Good evening, Ian.
Yes.
You know the greatest photography scam?
The fairies at the bottom of the garden?
No, it's the people on the wards the morning after you've had your firstborn child.
Oh, those guys are great.
Yeah. Would you like a picture of your child? Only £40.
Yeah.
Also-
Again, I've just had a baby.
And also, I look like a rice pudding. No, please move along.
No, I tell you who's even bigger, Con. The dudes that take photos at swimming pools. Do you have those at your swimming pool?
What, perverts?
No. There's the official photographers that go around and go. We can take pictures of it. And basically, they're like
still legal.
Yeah, they go. No, they're like 18, 19-year-old kids. They've obviously got a franchise and they've got a decent camera. And we bought some because you do. Someone's a picture because you're not allowed to take a camera into the pool, rightly so. So we went, yeah, I have a picture of the boys swimming. It's like 35, 40 quid for quite rubbish pictures, if I'm honest.
Ian, they're not professionals.
This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio. For those about to talk, we salute you.
I'm hungry now, and you made me think about Marmite.
Car company unlike others. I like that. Europe's fastest selling automotive brand. I like it. The Dacia Sandero.
That's the way.
What car award winner 6 straight years. Like that too. And it's yours from just $5,995. Very likeable. Read the glowing reviews at dacia.co.uk from our lovely customers. What's not to like? Seems more and more people are warming to the Dacia way. You'll like it too. At participating dealers only.
Do you spit blood when you brush? You could be on a journey to much worse.
Next stop, bad breath, receding gums, final destination, tooth loss.
If you spit blood, you may have gum disease. Ignore it and you could be on a journey to much worse. Switch to Corsadil Ultra Clean toothpaste. When used twice daily, it's 4 times more effective than a regular toothpaste at removing the buildup of bacteria, the main cause of bleeding gums. Help leave bleeding gums behind. Corsadil Ultra Clean. Helps stop and prevent bleeding gums.
Are you ready for this? Or a bit of this? And obviously this.
Mom, please can I have another ice cream?
If you've been nodding along, then it's time you joined the millions of others with the Sun Holes from £9.50. Hole yeah! Pick up the Sun and start collecting this Saturday. T's and C's apply.
Greetings, Earthlings. We come in peace. We wish to communicate with your leader.
I'm Howard Hughes. Join me this Sunday night from 10 for a trip into the outer limits.
Untwist the lid on Talk Radio's specimen jar of the psychic, the supernatural, and the simply unexplained.
The Unexplained with Howard Hughes. Sunday night from 10, Earth time, on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Someone has, on the YouTube channel, has said the biggest con is the photographs on rides at theme park. I love those. Oh, no, I love those. I will always... I got a great one of me and my eldest as we're going down like a log flume, and the look of terror on his face and joy on my face. Oh no, I love those pictures. I will always be a sucker that goes, all right, I'm going to get one of those. Actually, can we get 2? And key rings, you say, right? And fridge magnets. I'll get all. I'll spend like 50 quid on those pictures. I love those. Those are the greatest things. But guess what? It's done by a machine. Yeah. It's done by a machine. It's not done by a photographer. It's done by a machine. Photographers, your con is up.
Same as the Father Christmas ones.
Yep.
We get now. They're done. You just faced in a certain way, and it gets done automatically.
Yes. 0344 499 1000. Paul Ross is on at 1 o'clock. Dear listener, don't forget, 1 till 5, then at 5 o'clock, it is James Max. Good evening, Amanda.
Oh, it's great to hear your voice again.
It must be.
It is. Now, I was nodding my head and agreeing with Kath
Yes.
about the spoon thing.
Yeah.
And then I googled it, and now I'm reading it, and I feel quite upset because I feel like I've been conned.
Well, hang on a minute. Let Amanda make her point. To make your point, please, Amanda.
My point is, a dessert spoon is smaller than a tablespoon.
Say that again. Oh, I'm sorry. The line. Oh,
Yeah.
lost her.
So I'm right. You're
Well,
wrong.
but you said I was right.
Yeah, but then I
It doesn't
found
matter.
another picture.
Mate, I don't know if you noticed, the world is falling apart and you're talking about, oh, you found another picture.
Yeah, I
Forget
think
it.
it might be American fake news. I think it might have been done by Russian bots. Spoon bots.
The 18 to 24s have almost 3 times as many notifications to manage, receiving 239 messages and alerts a day, or 87,200 a year. On average, mobile phone users are being sent 427% more messages and notifications than they were a decade ago.
Yeah.
Of course you are, because we didn't even have phones then.
Also, you used to have to pay for each message. Do you remember?
Yeah, and if you did a long one, anyway. Okay.
Yeah, it would separate for you.
Dr. Dimitrios Tsvilikos, a consumer psychologist at the University College London, argued the trend allowed consumers greater control over their lives. This guy an idiot? Greater control? We've never had less control over our lives. The phone controls us, guys. It controls us. What are you talking about? We're in control of our lives. Of course not. He said, in an age where we are constantly surrounded by endless tasks, always flooded with a sea of data, this guy's an idiot. He's not a doctor. Smartphones allow us to manage our lives in a way that suits us. Have you ever seen a couple out at a restaurant where they're not looking at each other, they're talking, they're looking at their phones? Of course, it's absolute nonsense.
They call it being fubbed.
Call it what?
Fubbed.
I don't know what that means.
That means when someone is snubbing you with a phone.
I make a point now when I'm with the kids, because I'm not with them as often as I would like to be. The phone ain't there. The phone ain't there. Unless, you know, they want to. We want to research something together that we've been unable to work out, i.e., a walkthrough for some crap game on Xbox. Apart from that, though, the phone dominates us, man. I hate the mobile phone. It dominates us, and it shouldn't dominate. We should be in control of it, and we're not. So, yeah.
People are buying these like wooden dummy ones now, aren't they? Because to control the impulse. So when they feel like the itch coming, they reach for that instead of their actual phones.
I hate Modern Life is rubbish. I hate that album by Blur. Is what I'm trying to say. No, but it is. It is. Everything is rubbish about life, and God damn it, we need to get control back. Rise of the humans. I took away your moderator powers.
Why?
Because I thought you were abusing them.
I've stopped.
You know, because
I've had an initial surge, and then I'm all right now. Okay, well that's fine. I'll take my revenge elsewhere, and you won't know
Why
about
don't you set
it.
up your own? Why don't you set up your own YouTube channel, and
Well, why don't you stop using me for your flirty fishing?
Okay.
Oh, you
well,
put
why,
that on you. There you
okay,
go.
fine.
Don't
Put it
involve
on me.
me.
Put it on me. And watch
Don't
the
involve
figures go up. We're on 146.
Right.
The figures will go up.
Right, I'm going to just take my top off in this corner, but you're not going to know about it, guys.
Okay, guys. Why don't you set up your own YouTube channel and then
Nope.
go and...
I'm not being paid for this.
No, no, exactly. Hey, guys. At last, I was only ever being polite. Look, we're up to 149. Watch the figures go up. Look, they're going up. We've gone from 146 all the way up to 149, simply because Katherine has turned the screen away from her. Look at the figures going up there. It's going back down again now, but that's because the initial excitement has worn off. Drivers blinded by clouds of fumes from e-cigarettes risk a ban or a fine of up to £2,500 or a slap round the chops. 150 watching now.
No, there aren't. There's 75.
Shut up. That's fake news. 151. And they can still see your shadow. Sorry. There we go. That bad vibe you're getting is that's Katherine. She's a mum of 2 children. Imagine if you would like to report her to social services.
I dare you. I'll find you.
Yeah, exactly. Vaping at the wheel is not illegal, but you look like a knob doing it. But could amount to careless driving. You get that thing when you're driving behind a car and then like a big plume of smoke comes out. It's not smoke, it's vapour. Shut up, it looks like smoke. It's not smoke. It's not smoke, it's vapour. It's vaping. It looks like smoke. Jeez, we're arguing about what smoke actually is now. Because you're an idiot. The police warning comes as figures reveal more than 3 million people in Britain have now turned to e-cigarettes. Either smoke real fags or get off the pot. Could hear you laughing there.
I'm just
Yeah, I could hear you laughing.
talking to my real friends.
Yeah. Hang on a second, I'm not. Sergeant Carl Knapp of Sussex Police said, the smoke caused by vapes... It's not smoke, it's vapour! Shut up! The smoke caused by vapes is a distraction and the consequences can be dire. All it takes is a moment to become distracted and potentially cause a crash and, even worse, a fatality. I'm going to be honest, Sergeant Carl Knapp, you really have extrapolated... this is a worst-case scenario that you are painting. If you are going to vape... If you are going to vape, open your windows and blow the vapour directly out. Just ensure you're in full control of your vehicle before doing so. Sergeant John Davis of Surrey Police added in a very similar tone of voice, any person distracted in any way could be guilty of an offence, whether that be smoking, vaping or eating. Now he's going to paint a picture that is terrifying. Listen to this. With regards a scenario where someone could potentially be distracted or have reduced visibility, then there is a potential for a crash. 2 potentials in one sentence, dude.
Terrible.
Come on. Determining what constitutes driving without due care and attention is left for police officers to decide. A spokeswoman for road safety charity Break said, vaping while driving increases your risk of crashing, causing visual disruption and physical and mental distraction. What noise was that? That was like a sex noise.
You'll never know. But you wish you could see on the camera, don't you?
Any activity that takes your eyes off the road increases your chances of a crash and killing or seriously injuring someone. She added, driving is the most dangerous thing most of us do on a daily basis. Not me, I juggle knives over babies whilst drunk and blindfolded and wearing headphones. It is a complex task that requires full attention. Okay. Well, listen, I feel that's we've reached the end of the road this evening, dear listener. I feel we've delivered all we can deliver tonight. On this holiest of holy nights. Don't forget you can download the podcast. What?
Were you expecting a lift?
Yeah, I'm expecting a lift, mate.
Oh dear.
I'm expecting a lift to my hotel, mate.
Oh dearie me.
I'm staying in a hotel tonight, and there's a prize for anybody that can guess the hotel I'm in. Well, basically, I'm going to be in that hotel until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you, and I'm not going to say where, but if you manage to find the hotel and the room, knock on the door, and I will give you £5. That's as simple as that. I did that once. I tweeted a picture of picture saying, can you guess where I am? And it was like a really vague picture. 20 minutes later, some bloke turned up, went, all right, mate. Whoa, how did you do that? Did. It was 2 hours when I was meeting Ian Dale for a coffee. You can download the podcast, dear listener, if you go to iTunes or your usual podcast provider.
If there is one.
Do us a favour, subscribe, like and share. That's what we need. We need plenty of that, guys, for goodness sakes. Next week, Monday, we got Shappy. Now, I might have said Tony Hendra can come back on Tuesday. I need to check. Might be Tony Hendra. I did, didn't I?
There was something.
Why didn't you remind me of that?
I said
then?
there's something.
Well, no, but then you told me to book Dougie.
You booked.
Yeah, but you ever...
Let me book
I
stuff.
nearly swore then. You're the effing producer, is what I was going to say. We're going to have Dougie one day next week. Dougie Anderson coming in to talk about his talk about music, and he's got a new podcast which is fab and is well worth a listen. And we've probably got Tony Hendra. But we might have... Anyway, we'll sort it all out. It'll all be sorted out. That's all happening next week. We still have, dear listener, another show to do tonight at 10 o'clock. And I feel like I'm kind of... no, there's no rabbit hole on Saturday. There's a rabbit hole on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sunday in Bath. We're going to be in Bath at the Rondo Theatre on Sunday evening. And if you can come, that'll be awesome. I think there's a couple of tickets left, and we'll stick around for a bit and have pictures and stuff done afterwards. Can't stick around for too long, because I've got to get back to London and be up early to do Good Morning Britain on Monday. But we'll stick around and have pictures and all of that kind of stuff. And if you can't make it, then you can watch us. We will stream that on Periscope. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number. 0203 286 6370. Why don't you give that phone number a call now, or Skype Hey Rabbit Hole Show and leave a message, and it might get played out live in Bath. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number for the Rabbit Hole. And if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. When we get to 5,000 subscribers, I don't know, we'll do something. I just... Hey, Catherine's you got your power back, have you? Unbelievable. I'm just filling, guys. I'm just filling, because that's what I do. We will be back tonight at 10 o'clock with the usual cavalcade of merriment and absolute bullshine. But Talk Radio does not switch off at night time anymore. Stay tuned, because 1 o'clock, the one, the only, the legend that is Mr. Paul Ross will be joining you. Until 10 tonight from us, ta-ta!
Talk Radio.
Contact Talk Radio. Call 0344.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
1000.
Thanks,
Text
YouTubers.
Talk and your message to 87222. Text costs 25p plus your standard network rate. Or you can tweet us at Talk Radio.
Thank you, YouTubers. Good night. God bless. How do I stop it?